It is our mission to embrace the ideal that our show shall always strive to belittle the stupid and to play an occasional song. We shall also strive to take all of your requests, but to never, under any circumstances, play those requests. It is our mission to offend as many people as we can in the shortest time possible. We shall always remember that no matter how pointless and stupid the things we say are, we shall present them in such a way that they will be lessons that will last a lifetime. We shall strive always to do nothing and to be mean. We shall strive mightily to always be the #1 morning show in Salt Lake, or, if not that, the #2 morning show, or at least somewhere in the top 15 or 20 morning shows. At least once a year, we shall go to someone's home, and we shall eat really good food, and we'll make you wish that you could be there to share it with us. And finally, it is our mission to always remind the listeners that we never lie, and we're always right. So let it be written, so let it be done.
Usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, I'm surprised that you played that. Because I think there's not an On This Day.
Well, there was, but
What?
we saved you from it.
It would have been.
What? Is it,
You would've-
was it going to be A Boy Named Sue again?
No, we like that song.
No, you would have.
What was it?
Even I said no.
Well, we.
See, I thought it was going to be, and I would have been down with this. It was on this day in history that Lefty Frizzell released the
Ooh.
song Long Black Veil.
Oh,
But
No.
no.
I would have found some Lefty Frizzell.
Actually, I don't know if that's true. I just heard that song, and it's
It
pretty
was-
cool.
So it's
What? What is this you saved me from?
it's Neil Sean's birthday.
Oh, crap.
So
Yeah,
we didn't
see,
do
so
it.
I saved you from Journey.
We
Thank
didn't.
you. No, you didn't!
Separate ways.
Oh, I can't think of a. There are very few bands I hate more than Journey.
Really?
Oh my God.
I have a soft spot for Journey.
Gina, you have a soft spot.
Now, what's the Journey song that was in The Sopranos, the last one?
Don't stop
Don't
believing.
Stop Believing.
It's not even in here.
Oh, it's got to be
Yeah,
in there.
that's their
There's
biggest
no
hit.
way it is not
It's
in
their
there.
biggest
It is
hit.
not in here. We have Wheel in the Sky, Stone in Love, Lights, Separate Ways, Send Her My Love, City of Angels, Open Arms, and Forever Young.
There is no way Don't Stop Believing is not in there.
Oh, look what they did.
No.
It's there, but it's not in capital font. Everything is in capital font in here,
Yeah.
but somebody entered it with just little letters, and that's why I
You
did.
telling me that Journey? I'm not familiar with that. Journey butchered Forever Young.
No, they did their
Different
own
song.
song.
Oh, it's not the same
No.
one. Well, then sue them.
They don't do.
Bob
Journey-
Dylan should sue them.
Open Arms.
Yeah. Gina, with Journey, everybody can do this game.
Who's crying now?
Anybody can.
Anyway, you want it.
Really? That's a shock. Awful. Awful.
Love and Touch and Squeezing.
Oh, God, these are awful songs.
Oh, what is this?
This is
It's
Elton
the
John.
one that Neil Sean sings.
Oh, it's
Well, he starts singing it, and then Steve Perry comes in to let him
Mm.
know I'm the singer of
Oh
this.
no, it's not. It's the keyboardist that sings. Not
Oh, is it
Neil
the
Sean.
keyboardist?
Yeah,
Okay,
Jonathan. What's his name?
I don't know.
Can we play Long Black Veil by Lefty Frizzell?
No.
Let me find it.
I am.
All right.
And I was just wondering why his name was Lefty. I was going to look that up, but I think it's I'm guessing
It's,
without.
it's because of his liberal politics.
Yeah, sure.
Feeling
He
that
was
way.
a communist.
It finally
That's why.
came to me. Feeling that way.
He was a
Finally.
communist.
I had to sing it in my head for a minute.
All right, let's.
Gina, why don't you go in the other room and do that? Go in the other room and sing it in your head.
And don't give me.
And by
this-
the way, I'm really surprised that you can recognize any song that you sing in your head, in your voice.
I know exactly what they
Don't
said.
give me the what?
Don't give me the new journey with the new singer. I have.
Don't give me
I have
any
No
Journey.
use for that journey.
I want no journey. It ruined the end of The Sopranos for me. It really.
ruined.
Yes.
That's what ruined the end of the. Not
Yes.
The end of The Sopranos didn't ruin the end of The Sopranos. for me.
No, you know why? Because the end of The Sopranos was ambiguous. And I'm almost betting I should look this up. There should be something written about it. That executives at HBO said that you can't do this. This is too ambiguous. It's just up in the air. And so what's his name said, as a joke, okay, I'll put in "Don't Stop Believin'."
No, I thought it was brilliant. I loved it.
I'll put in "Don't Stop Believin'" to make people think that it's not ambiguous and something goes on. I'll bet you that's true. I'm just guessing. All right, let's get it over with.
All right.
So we'll start the show, and as soon as we start it, it's over, and then you can all heave a sigh of relief.
Or heave. You can just.
Or well, no, they do that during the show. So we'll take your check-ins here at 877-602-9696. Call in, tell us what you're doing today. Tell us if you agree with me. Journey is one of the next to Toto. I mean, they're.
You can't compare Journey and Toto.
I just did. 877.
You're leaving Foreigner out.
Oh yeah.
And
There is a bit of Foreigner I can stomach.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know why.
You
but
like
they're just
Foreigner better than Journey?
Yeah, no. No, but there is a Foreigner song I like.
Urgent. It's urgent.
It kind of is. I don't. And I. 877-602-9696. Call us. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We'd love to hear from you. So do it.
Now, if them had a video game, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll take your check-ins. 877-602-9696 coming up. But first, ranlife.com.
There's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah?
And there's a lot of traffic,
Yeah.
and the lights in the car honked, and the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic, like
Bill treed a
a
coon.
50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, "You son of a! Get back here!"
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God,
I think they've declared war on you.
I
frankly,
think
but
they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons
No kidding.
declared war on you.
He got he stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God, he did.
Hi, Rose.
Get away!
Shake his fist.
His-
Roadhog.
his-
A little birdie finger.
one
a
of
little
his little bandit hands,
bird finger.
Their hands are almost human,
They have them, you know.
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me
What are
mad.
you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of
Huh?
those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on this?
Why
Yeah.
you out on the front porch?
I was
No.
taking the night air.
It's
I was
farting.
taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey.
The night.
I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No,
Taking the night wind is
No,
what it is.
no, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't
You
need
shouldn't have-
this
no,
crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the
No
coons.
kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog Chase killed one in the
Yeah.
backyard, and ever since then
They know.
they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and
Yeah.
because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know,
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get him.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with
I
this.
just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while. The
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
You know, raccoon will kill a cat.
I don't know.
I know.
They've been coexisting for a
Well,
while.
no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
I'm gonna just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I
You
guess.
got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse? or
No,
something?
that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Well, Gina, before we begin the show, Journey and the Sopranos. I looked it up.
Okay.
It was a raging controversy, that song, Don't Stop Believing, being used at the end of The Sopranos.
I know it was.
It was a raging controversy, and most people, as I'm reading through some stuff quickly here, most people didn't care for that song being used.
I don't remember the song being a controversy. I just thought that the ending was the controversy.
It was a controversy,
Yeah.
and people thought, there were a lot of people like me who said that made it it should have been more ambiguous.
It couldn't have been any more ambiguous.
Pretty ambiguous.
But no, when you add the song "Don't Stop Believing," that means that things are going to go on, and a lot of people wanted to interpret it, including me. That's it.
You can interpret
That's
it any
it.
way you like.
However,
That's how it ended. It's
however,
up to you.
And it would have been better. It would have been better without that song, because then it would have been really ambiguous. Think about that. But David Chase, creator of The Sopranos, said, "No, I really love that song, and I wanted people to think that things would go on."
Well, it's his damn show, not
Sure,
yours.
he's wrong.
He's wrong.
Yes,
One of the best TV shows
Yep.
in history.
Artists make
and he's wrong.
Artists make bad decisions all the time. Witness this show.
We're
Entertainers and artists make bad decisions all the time. We're going to take your check-ins in a second. For
See,
instance.
there we go.
877-602-9696. All right, officially beginning the program. Is it sponsored?
No.
Okay, well. Okay. The moon is 91.6% of full. The moon will rise today at 3:49 p.m. Today being Tuesday. It's the 27th day of February in the year of our Lord 2018. It's Moving Day! And this is North America's most gregarious radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Bill Allred. Hello. That's Gina Barberi. Hubba hubba. Richard Stedman is the senior executive producer of the show, and he ain't here. Dylan Allred is standing in as producer today and also producing video for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. And Katie, for short, is helping out today.
Now, for check-ins, I think we have to start with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just started work. I drive for Lyft. First ride is from Farmington to the airport. So I hope you're listening to us while you're driving
While you're
Lyft.
lifting.
And,
Good luck.
Ask if the person is sitting there behind you. Let's ask him where he's going.
No, ask him, hey, you mind if I turn this up? And then turn us up
Ask
really
him if
loud.
he has any requests. Say I have an in with the radio station. This will be the best
Yeah.
lift of your experience.
I'd like to hear Journey.
Ask him if he hates Journey. So check-ins, just give us a call, 877-602-9696. It's a feature that we've been advised not to do.
Yeah. So that's kind of why we do it. Let's begin. Dr. Mike is here. Hello,
Dr. Mike, good morning.
Journey, one of the worst bands ever.
Thank you, Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike is a
Oh,
musically...
what do you know?
Well, he's
Little or nothing.
he's a doctor and he's a musically inclined individual, if I recall.
And I lived in the Bay Area during Journey's heyday.
Yeah.
That city by the bay. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. There's
That
another
one?
reason
There you
he hates them. And you ought to see Dr. Mike's CD collection.
Oh.
How many
Perverse.
how many do you have?
My wife would say too many. I would say not enough.
You don't care to put. I looked into he has a vault. It's it's an entire room filled with CDs.
and do you listen to them all?
I do, and I
At
don't
once.
trust digital. That's the whole key.
You don't trust digital?
Yeah, he backs up everything he likes and downloads with a hard copy.
Yeah, with ownership of digital, you don't really own it. You just own access to it.
Yeah. It's when and people have written about this and talked about it. For instance, if you have a music collection that you love and would like to pass on to your kids or something, not so much. It's hard to do unless you have actually records or CDs.
Luckily, I don't have that problem. So
Carrie's not passing anything on. to
passing a
anybody.
damn thing on
Your
anybody.
your dogs are going to be very unhappy.
My dogs
are
love-
heirs to the action figures.
Yeah, my dogs love Journey, and that's the problem in the house. It's
Hey, Mike, before we let you go, bees.
How are they? Yes.
Mike keeps bees, and I'd like to know what's going on with your bees.
Up until the cold snap, all the hives were going strong and life looks good. So all living.
And so they're probably just back in hibernating
back
a bit.
in,
Huh?
yeah.
They're back in going, what the hell happened?
Yeah. All right.
Was that cursing? I'm sorry.
No,
That's
fine.
all right.
Thanks for checking
All right.
in.
Yes.
Bye.
All right, we'll see ya. Let's go to Jace. Hello, Jace.
Hey, Carrie, it's Jace, intern Jace.
Oh, intern Jace.
Jace from out at Channel
Fox.
Channel
13.
Fox.
Fox
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, his lovely wife, Mrs. Jace.
Holly.
Holly.
Yeah,
Holly.
Mrs. Jace Holly. There you go.
Mhm.
How
I'm glad to hear that the segment wasn't killed yet.
Yeah, the check-ins. By the way, I thought that the interview with Bob Evans, and you were tech on that, was really good. I don't
I thought it was really good too. I've never seen Bob laughing so hard in my life.
and I don't generally like myself on TV. I try not to watch it, but I looked at the short version of it and I thought, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You look great.
Yeah. Well, thanks
All
for.
three of you looked awesome.
Well, Jace. Are you and your wife partially responsible for bringing us to the attention of Bob Evans, who had no idea who we were before that day?
I mean, we may have played a part, more so her, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you guys are the coolest in town. We got to make sure that you're on the coolest, TV station in town.
I need you to figure out a way to say that on Fox News every day. And if you can't do that, I want you to drive around town and knock on doors and tell people.
If you need me to, Bill, I'll definitely do that for you.
All right, Jace. Thanks.
All right,
guys.
Jace.
See ya.
Thank you. Let's go to Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi, family.
Hi.
Thanks for checking in.
How are you?
Hey, I just wanted to wish my son good luck today on his ACT test.
Oh,
nice.
good luck. Get your sharpened number 2 pencils ready.
Do they still do that?
Yep.
Oh man, they just do it online. Why don't you do a computer?
They have to have the proctors there walking around, making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, you
not
could have that little paper clip pop up in the corner and say, well, good luck to and then has your son decided on perhaps where he'd like to go to school?
Well, he is going to the Marines first, and then
Wow.
he's coming back and going to the U.
Nice.
It'll be a gyrene.
Good for him.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Stephanie, have a lovely day.
Steph
you.
supporting, but clearly not really too sure about the
Yeah,
whole Marine thing.
there
Yeah.
was that tone in her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Yeah.
But
All right, Stephanie, thanks. See ya.
we'll see.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Let's see. Seizure Monica checking in, 40% today. Laser Sheep checking in from Ogden. It's cold in my house because we're trying to save money.
Oh, jeez.
Only try as hard as you want to.
Well, that's Devon, isn't it?
Laser Sheep?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it is Devon.
Yeah.
He found out yesterday, heard me mention my great-grandmother's name,
Mm-hmm.
and he did some, he said, that name sounds familiar, and he did some research, and Devon and I are distantly related.
Well, you guys should get together.
God, no.
Family
I-
reunion.
Nope. Yeah. And then line one,
Let's go to, let's see, Never Kathy, Not Kathy.
good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
Okay.
I am calling because I am getting ready to get the ACT test ready for all of our lovely students. So I'm
Oh.
glad that mother is up and ready and getting her kid ready to go.
Okay, look, he's a really handsome young kid. His name is Timmy, and if you have the answers, just help him out.
Oh, Bill, that's a big no-no.
Oh,
big
okay.
no-no.
He's the one with the Marine haircut.
Yeah. Excellent.
Perfect. I
So-
don't have many of those. So
What do they say if you don't know? Answer C. Is that
Yeah, C or D. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've taken a bubble test.
I think
So,
it's
yeah,
C.
or D.
I wish that someone would have told
Yeah.
me that.
if you don't know and you're going to guess?
There's some
Yes.
one you should
Yeah.
pick.
All right.
Do you know any of the questions at this point?
No, I'm not a proctor.
Oh,
so
I-
I just come and help set up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not that cool.
I'd like,
All right.
I'd like to know some of the questions and just to see if I could answer
Bill
them.
wants to take the ACT.
Not really.
I think you still can, Bill. I think we could set that up for you.
I'm sure.
All right. Well, let's do it. We'll see how I rank.
All right.
All right.
All
Thanks.
right, I'd love to.
We'll see you. Thank you. So let's see. We got Tim the Tree Guy checking in. I'm a teacher at Spanish Fork, and we administer the ACT next week on computers.
Oh.
There
In
you go.
Spanish Fork, of all places, they have computers. Boring New York City lawyer, just making sure you know. When you're in the deep sea and an eel bites your knee, that's amore.
Is that?
I don't think
That's not in
is
the.
that a line?
That's not the lyrics, no.
It's-
Amore.
When the moon starts to, what?
Amore.
When the moon hits your eye,
Oh, that's
like
right.
a big
Yeah.
pizza pie.
Let's see. Just started work. We did that one. Teacher Emily checking in. Bort checking in.
But what is the line? I always get the line wrong. When the stars start to.
When the stars make you drool.
When the stars make you drool.
Just like pasta fazool.
Yeah, I used to think it was the stars start to drool.
No, neither lyric makes any damn sense at all.
Yeah. So I guess we have to do the show.
Yeah, so we're going to try a little bit.
I thought while we're just on the subject of quizzes, and then we'll move on and get to. I was looking at just baseball teams yesterday, just I think it was NBA teams, box scores, to see where the rankings were. And I thought, do I know the nicknames of all of the teams? And I started to kind of go through it in my head. And there's some that are obvious that I know, Utah.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to take every major sport, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football, and just run through it and see how many you could actually come up and know the name of
Like
the team.
L.A., you've got
the
Rams,
the
Dodgers, the
Clippers.
Galaxy.
See, I wouldn't get that one. Oh, we should put hockey in there too.
That's who the Kings are. The Kings?
Really?
No.
No, the Sacramento Kings are the.
That's
the NBA.
NBA.
Yeah.
Let's not do this.
Yeah, but see what I mean? It'd be interesting to
Yeah.
and not do it by city, just do it by team. Okay, let's move on.
No,
Yeah,
let's not
please,
do
because
that.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
All right, we got big boy news, Opinioendo coming up. Stand by for that. Also, an X poll. What was the first TV show that you binge watched?
Well, we answered this ourselves a week or two ago,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
It was the best question.
Yeah.
crash at the bottom of exit ramp southbound I-15 to 90th South in Sandy. The car is stuck in the median. Let's see. We've got crash 62nd South 48th West. Those are the only two things being reported so far this morning.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back with Big Boy News and the X-Poll after these.
X96 gives you a 1 hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith right after Radio from Hell. From Hell on X96.
And that is good writing.
That is. Let's see. Let's begin with some big boy news and opinioendo, and then we'll get to the X-Poll.
Okay.
News brought to you by
LASIK at Hoops Vision. Now, this resolution is easy. Ask about 24 months, 0 interest, and their See Clearly guarantee. Schedule your free LASIK consultation today, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
Well, yesterday we had a boner candidate, and it was titled "Head? What Head?" Well, we have more on the story.
A follow.
Gina. That was almost a little bit of an orgasmic gasp.
I don't know what you're talking
A
about.
pre-orgasmic gasp, perhaps.
Still don't know what you're talking about.
Japanese police. Now, yesterday, the story was there was an American in Japan. He's renting an apartment there, an Airbnb or whatever. And the police investigating the disappearance of the woman who lived in that apartment. And they go there, and they find a woman's head in a suitcase in the apartment, in which the American renter says, I know nothing about this. They didn't find any other body parts, just the head, until now. Japanese police said yesterday they have found parts of a dismembered body believed to be of a missing woman. They found the parts in the mountains of western Japan.
Well, how would the American have got there?
In a murder, let's find out, shall we?
Okay.
In a murder case reportedly linked to this American tourist. Hyogo Prefectural Police said investigators found a torso, arms, and legs in 3 different locations. And that could have been a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could have been 5 locations.
Depending on how you divide up the parts.
But apparently he put the arms together and the legs together. Well, allegedly he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 3 parts of the Kyoto and Osaka prefectures on Sunday. Police said that the parts could be from the body of an unidentified woman who has been missing in the prefecture since mid-February. Local media said the woman was a 27-year-old office worker from Sanda City. Police suggested that they searched the locations after being told about them by a suspect. A suspect. They did refuse to elaborate any further. Examination of the body parts is being conducted to identify the victim, they said. Kyoto News Service said other Japanese media reported that police arrested a 26-year-old New Yorker as a suspect, but police are not confirming that. The report said police also found the severed head of the woman inside a suitcase at his lodging in Osaka.
It's a lot of suitcases.
There is, no, we don't know that. We only know of 1 suitcase. They just said they found the body parts. They did not determine what container, if any container, those parts were in, Gina.
Them big Tupperwares are best.
Yeah, well, one of those big Rubbermaid. Them big Rubbermaid containers that snap shut.
Tupperware, Rubbermaid, I don't care what brand you pick.
The report said security camera video from the building showed a man entering with a woman. Did not show the woman but it showed the suspect going in and out with a suitcase. I'm thinking by that little tidbit of information, Gina. See, I'm turning into that kind of
fun,
armchair sleuth like you.
It's fun.
So they show him going in and out with the suitcase. He used that suitcase to convey the body parts to 3 separate locations.
I think you're onto something.
He made one trip and then so he could only fit the torso in there, and then so he made one trip and then said, "Well, okay, I'll take the arms and legs." This is what happened.
He planned it out.
Yeah.
Look at you, you're Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window. Look at you go.
And I have a broken leg. A Hollywood stylist who worked for Ryan Seacrest for years told Variety that Mr. Seacrest, it says here, that the TV personality, we know who Ryan Seacrest is, that Mr. Seacrest repeatedly subjected her to sexual harassment and assault over 7 years. Susie Hardy told the Hollywood trade publication that the 42-year-old Seacrest used to stand behind her in his panties and rub his
checkbook
hard against her. He did the Donald Trump maneuver and grabbed her by the and
I don't believe this.
On a few occasions, slapped her buttocks so hard that it left a welt for hours, Hardy said in the article that she stuck with the job because she was a single mother with a daughter. I don't
I don't believe it for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being, I think Ryan Seacrest is asexual. He doesn't strike me.
He's
as,
like when you take off his clothes as a Ken doll.
I just don't.
He dates though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but you know.
For show.
Is it for show?
But the
That's
other
because
thing
he's
is,
getting what he needs back in the dressing room there.
No, the other thing I read this, and I read another account where E investigated this, and there's nothing.
Yeah,
to it.
because E is really
No,
a big
I mean-
investigatory. They're like the cops.
No, they said that she came to them and said, I want $15 million or I'm going to release the story. And they looked into it and they said, fine, release it. We don't see any evidence of anything happening.
Hardy, who's interviewed 3 times by an independent investigator, says she remains skeptical of the E! News findings. I felt like by the 3rd interview, it was obvious the investigator was whitewashing it for Seacrest's side, she told Variety, adding that the investigator never contacted 4 witnesses who she said would corroborate elements of the story. On Monday, an E! Entertainment spokesperson said in a statement, E!'s investigation was extremely comprehensive and thorough. I'm telling you, if Ryan Seacrest has enough money, he could make anything go away.
Well, no, but that's the point. She wanted money, and he said, yeah, this didn't happen, so no, go ahead.
I'm
Come
not
out with it.
suggesting that he gave her money. I'm suggesting he gave everybody else money, so there would be no corroboration of the story.
If Harvey Weinstein can't do that, Ryan Seacrest can't do that.
Heather Locklear. I'll save that. I'll save that one. Let's talk about the Utah State Legislature, shall we? Just to bring this down to an awful level. A bill prohibiting abortions for mothers with Down syndrome. Mothers with Down syndrome children.
Oh, okay.
Moved one step closer to becoming law Monday night.
You can't do
A
that.
Senate, yes, they can.
But
A Senate committee approved House Bill 205 to move forward to the Senate floor. We're excited about it, said Amber Merkley, mother of a child with Down syndrome and worker for the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation. Amber Merkley, who made the personal decision to have her child,
Nobody
made her
stopped
personal
her
decision.
from doing that.
Hang on, Amber. I'm sorry, we can't allow you. Now, that's what we Democrats would like to do. We'd like to stop her from.
We'd like her to be
No,
able to choose that.
That's right. We Democrats would like to force mothers to have their Down. Merkley believes that a lot of mothers are pushed in the direction of abortion by doctors and nurses after a diagnosis is made. Fear is the enemy of joy. We feel a lot of these decisions are made from a place of fear, she said. I think it's really important that patients get to make this decision and not the state, said Michelle Debnick, an obstetrician at the University of Utah.
Exactly.
Parents should make this decision, not the legislature.
Exactly.
Now, it hasn't gone through and passed yet. I would also point out that the attorneys. Oh,
sorry,
that's okay. I just wondered.
My thing has been breaking
Your
for days
microphone.
now, and it's just decided to break.
I was just curious as to what it was. It is important to note that attorneys for the Utah State Legislature, when they first proposed this piece of legislation, I believe, as I recall reading, they said, "Well, it'll be deemed unconstitutional. It won't. It'll just
because you can't do it for if you do that, then it's all kinds of specific things.
Exactly.
For sex of the baby. For you can't make it this one specific.
So, but the legislature said, and I think there was someone in the I think I read this remember this correctly as well, said, okay, maybe it will be found unconstitutional, but it's important that we try.
Translation, it's not our money.
Or translation, they can go back to their constituents and say, I tried.
See what I did?
I spent all your money to try something that I knew would fail, and so here I am. You're welcome.
A good person in the Utah State Legislature, Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox.
Yay.
A conversation is finally starting to happen about suicide in Utah, according to Spencer Cox. He's part of the Suicide Prevention Task Force and recently started talking to his own children about suicide. I went home and went right down and had a conversation with my kids, and just this morning I had another conversation with my kids, said Cox. He recently posted an article on social media where he conveyed his own struggle as a middle school student with suicidal thoughts. He also tweeted about it on Sunday. He said, middle school happened the first week. These strapping young boys grabbed me in the hall, stuffed me in the garbage can. I'm sure it was fun for them. I mean, I had glasses about that time, really thick ones. They were big, round, and thick, and I was a little nerdy kind of kid, and I started feeling maybe it would be better if I wasn't here anymore.
It's important for him to talk about that for everybody, but to tell his kids he was feeling that way. I don't know a lot of parents that share that with their kids. That's helpful.
I'm guessing that's why he did it.
Yeah.
Sports weather traffic?
Let's see. Sports brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 in a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com. I won't mention that the Jazz lost last night. I won't bring that up.
Okay,
at
keep
all.
it under your hat.
And let's see. Dylan Donahue. He's a New York Jet. That's a football team.
Mm-hmm.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
Driving the wrong way through the Lincoln Tunnel.
Haven't we all done that?
There's a problem, yeah.
Haven't we all driven the wrong way through
Well,
a tunnel?
they don't make it clear as to which side of the tunnel.
Exactly.
It's not marked.
I think it's terrible.
So,
he's lucky he didn't die
They
or he
need
didn't
to
kill
make
anybody.
They need to make signs easier to read when you're drunk.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
What
See?
is it? A different font? What?
I don't know for sure, but I'm sure there's
it's
not this way, drunkie.
You got to make it easy to read.
So it's funny because no one got hurt, but
Yeah.
don't do that. Weather today, we've got partly cloudy and a little bit cooler than it was yesterday, 43 for a high. Traffic, we've got a crash northbound I-15 at 2100 North in Lehigh. Cars are off to the right shoulder, causing slow traffic through that area. We've got a crash at the bottom of the exit ramp southbound I-15 90th South in Sandy. And it looks like those are the only 2 incidents happening so far. You can always text us stuff if you see it. 33986. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Is this sponsored?
No.
The Radio from Hell X-Bowl. The X-Bowl, of course, it's where we just kind of try to tune into you so that we can feel the pulse of our audience, know what you're doing and thinking, and that way we can ignore it. So call us at 877-602-9696 for the X-Bowl. We talked about this last week, as I recall. What's the first show you recall ever binge watching? Yeah, binge. I remember mine was Lonesome Dove.
Just sitting down and watching.
I taped them all,
one after another.
And then I just couldn't. Once I started watching it, I couldn't stop, and I'd watch many episodes, as much of it as I could in a sitting.
So 877-602-9696. There are some shows that I think that you need to binge watch. You shouldn't watch them with a week separation because so much happens, and it's like Mr. Robot is one of those.
Altered Carbon was kind of that way, and unfortunately I couldn't binge watch it. And there are things that you go, wait a minute, what happened there? I can't remember.
See, we've got this most recent season of Mr. Robot all just sitting there right now. And then there are shows that Sue has decided that we're going to binge watch that I don't know why she's decided, like The Detour coming up, which is it's
comedy. I don't know that you
comedy,
need to do that with.
But she has said, let's wait and watch all those at once. I don't know why, but she is.
I'm that way with Grey's Anatomy.
You're not that way with Grey's Anatomy.
Really, Gina, I have every single episode. I haven't watched one of them, and I have put them on a disc. I have them on a disc, and I'm going to watch them sometime after I'm dead.
We watched Lost that way.
That probably would have been good.
Because Lost was one of those shows that, like, after every week, you're like, I can't wait another week to see what happens now, and we didn't have to. We just watched one after another after another.
And that's not really a binge watch show. I mean, it's great to watch it that way, but Netflix kind of really introduced us to binge watching for real, and that is they just drop all the episodes at once, which is kind of cool. So
people are saying Westworld.
Yeah, we just went back and rewatched season 1 just recently, and you know what? There's a lot of stuff I missed. And the way that the show ended, that I thought it ended, no, it new S's come to light.
Yeah, see, I
on the second
do you
viewing.
have it
now
on
you make me
DVD
think
or
I need
something?
to go look.
No, it's on demand.
Okay, because I'm going to have to do that before the second season because I know there's just a lot of detail. That,
Yeah, there's stuff in there. I went, oh, I thought that. No, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
It's a little bit more clear now.
So 877-602-9696. What's the first show you remember binge watching, or what are you binge watching now, or what, like me with Grey's Anatomy?
What are you saving?
What do you plan to binge watch in the future? It's 112 episodes. Grey's Anatomy.
That many, huh?
Yeah.
Allison is here. Hello, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Hey guys, it's good friend of the program, Allison Sabo.
Good morning.
So the first show I ever remember binge watching was Lost.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend had all the DVDs, and so I borrowed them all. And it was the only show that I like, and I live alone, but it was the only show where I would finish a DVD and I would turn to my dog and I said, I hate this show, but then I'd put the next DVD in and continue watching it. Like, I hated that show, and I watched it all the way through twice.
Yeah.
Like
Twice?
I hated it.
It kind of got worse and worse, didn't it, as it went on?
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I keep trying to, like, when I watched it a second time because I wanted to, like, take my knowledge that I had with the first time and then watch it again, and it just
didn't
like
help.
It did not help.
No,
it did not help at all.
No.
I hated that show, and I will sit down and binge watch it again if given the opportunity.
All right, thanks, Allison.
Thank you,
All right,
Allison.
see ya.
Let's see. We got someone who said, I'm waiting for Game of Thrones to be over so I can binge watch the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
I've heard people say that.
Wow.
That's a lot to...
Yeah, that's
a lot to take.
That is. Let's see. Zane is here. Hello, Zane.
Zane, hi.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
Hey, first show I binge watched was Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
That was one of my first ones.
A lot
too,
of people.
That's or maybe that's not first, but that's how I watched that. I didn't watch it in real time.
That would be a good show to binge watch. I think my son, Little Bill, is doing that right
And
now.
then go right into Better Call Saul. Or here's what you do: you wait till Better Call Saul's over, and you watch it in reverse order.
Better Call Saul first.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
All right, Zane, thank you.
Okay. Let's see.
877-602-9696 is the phone number to call, and then you can text 33986.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It sounded so dumb, but my wife insisted, and I got into it pretty quickly.
Katie's given the rock hands for that one. She's agreeing with it.
Twin Peaks was the first show I binge watched. I still haven't seen the new season. Don't do it. Just don't.
Carrie watched the whole thing, and he says don't.
It's on critics' top 10 list.
It's just terrible. I'm currently binging a show on Netflix called Teresa. It's a Spanish telenovela. I do not speak Spanish, nor do I like soap operas, but this show is amazing. Wow.
It's interesting. He or she can just tell what's going on.
That's great. Let's see. First show I binged through was Arrested Development. My roommate had pirated all of them in college. All right. 6 Feet Under. I remember that show. Yeah. Monk.
I used to love that show.
Jace says my first binge watch show was Monk. I watched it like it was going out of style. Wait, it was.
That guy didn't like germs.
He didn't
as
like
I remember,
germs.
He's a guy who didn't like germs.
Yeah.
That's what that was about,
That was
right?
part of the deal.
Yeah. Was it about more than that?
I don't know. I never got past that.
Currently binging ER, really?
Wow.
Well, that'd be kind of fun. I really liked ER.
I did too.
For the most part. It again, it maybe could have stopped a season before it did, or
24. We would watch 3 or 4 at a time. It was so intense that we would have to end with The Simpsons so I could get to sleep.
Well, you have to do it in a day, right? If to really binge watch it, shouldn't you do it in 24 hours?
You should watch it in real time.
That's what I thought, yeah. Let's see. MASH. Hawkeye and Honeycutt got me through my late teens. Dexter. I've watched it 4 times in a row. Can't get enough.
There are other... See, I don't get that, watching the whole thing more than once. There's so many shows out there. You rewatch a whole...
Yeah, and I resent that guy leaving out Trapper John, by the way. Everybody's, B.J. Honeycutt. Trapper John was the...
Original, OG?
Yeah.
Wayne Rogers.
Yeah, Wayne Rogers.
Let's see. Grace and Frankie. But this season is not so great. I might quit.
It's Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
All right.
We got some people on the phone, 877-602-9696.
Let's take one, and then we'll take a break. Lori is here.
Hi, Lori.
Yeah. Hi. How's it going?
Good.
Good. The first one that I had binge watched was actually The Sopranos.
It'd be a good one to do.
Oh my gosh. I saw the first one and I would save them up and just watch them all in a row on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good time.
Did it hold up for you the whole way through the Sopranos?
No. I got a little disappointed, but I wasn't going to stop halfway through. And then the ending just really ticked me off, and I just thought, well, what a waste.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good for a while.
It seems to me, as I remember The Sopranos, and we used to just watch it week to week, there was a season that, and I don't remember the details, but one season of it that just wasn't satisfying. It just kind of, and I don't remember why or what, but so it'd be interesting to know if you binge watched it, if that would kind of go away.
Yeah, no, it just kind of slowly went downhill until the last season, and it just jumped off the cliff.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
But for the first few seasons, it was great.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. First season of Daredevil. Watched it over the weekend. Was floored with how good it was. First binge was Arrested Development, and currently binging on It's Always Sunny.
Yeah. That's the other one my son has binged.
Here's one for Shameless. Did you binge Shameless, or do you
no,
you watch that real time?
I watch it week to week and have from the beginning.
Currently binging King of the Hill.
I'd like to do that.
Best decision of my life.
That'd be a good way to check out.
I love that show, and Sue and I would watch it all the time, and then she pointed at the screen one day and started laughing, and I went, what? And she goes, you're Bobby Hill.
Really?
You mean the way I look? And she goes, no, the whole situation with your mother and father. You're Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
I went, oh.
Good.
Well, that's just great.
Yay.
That'd be a good one for me to binge watch, because I only watched it here and there, and I always enjoyed it, but
it was pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Let's see if the traffic's consistent. Yeah, that didn't really work.
Yeah.
Crash eastbound 12th Street at 1300 West in Ogden. The right lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 282. That's 2100 North in Lehigh, off to the left shoulder. And let's see. Looks like that is about it. That's traffic.
You know, binge watching. I've been binge watching things, commercials about personal injury attorneys, and there's only one that works for me, and that's the Advocates. Really, I mean,
Can you stream that? UtahAdvocates.com?
No, I think you have to go to their website.
I bet if you go to their website, they have their commercials.
All of those,
there
you know, those are good television
They
commercials.
are, because
And-
you'll see an attorney out camping with his family or going skiing or something, and they get a phone call. They stop what they're doing to take your call.
And it's funny, but it's true.
Yeah,
if
we've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to lunch with the attorneys at the Advocates, and the phone will ring, and one of them will, it's a client, I got to take this, and they just get up and do it.
Yeah.
But if you've been hurt in an accident or personal injury of any kind, and this can also be, slipping on the ice and sidewalks and dog bites and all that kind of stuff, call the Advocates, see if you have a case. It's not going to cost you anything to just call them or do it online. The number is 801-355-5550, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can do the same thing on their website, UtahAdvocates.com. On this week's episode of Let's Go.
X96.
All right. So is this sponsored, Gina?
Yes, X96 proud to welcome 30 Seconds to Mars and Walk the Moon to USANA Amphitheater Saturday, July 14th. Tickets are on sale now at all Smith Tix locations and smithtix.com. Enter to win your way into the show also at x96.com.
Rob, hang on. We'll get to you in a second. And the lines are full at 877-602-9696. Devin and Kenzie there, too. Just hang on, you guys. But our intern, I guess is that what we call you, an intern?
Yeah.
Katie for short. Katie has binge watched a lot of things, like Buffy.
I constantly binge watch TV shows. I'm currently finishing Bates Motel at the moment.
Oh, good show.
Well, season 5 just came out on Netflix.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God.
love it.
No, so one thing we were talking about off air for a second ago was there's 232 episodes of CSI Miami. I own the first 4 seasons, and I constantly still watch CSI Miami because Horatio Caine will always be like one of my big crushes.
You like the redhead?
That's David
Redheads
Caruso.
attract redheads. I mean,
okay.
So have you watched, what was the cop show that he was on before that?
NYPD
Blue?
The first
No,
season?
I didn't.
The first, I think he was in like two
seasons.
I'll have to look that up.
Amy
and watch
Brenneman
those.
was also in that. She was
Well, and I also
amazing.
think like the entire cast of CSI Miami. I know it's incredibly cheesy and stupid, but the whole cast, like, they combined so well and everything. I enjoyed every minute
What
of
happened
it.
to that guy that played Tubbs?
That was Miami Vice.
Oh.
Different
that's
Miami.
Right. Oh, that's
Same
right.
Miami, but different show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
My
But
guess-
whatever happened to that guy?
I think he's dead.
Thanks, Katie.
I'll look.
He had a singing career. No, he had a record.
Yeah. All right,
There's
let's
a
see. I think Rob was next.
I don't know. The computer will decide. Yes, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Good morning, and good morning. Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah.
So I've binge watched 2 shows. One of them will date me because it was the Monkees. MTV had a all Monkees. holiday weekend,
Really?
so-
Listen.
Yep.
That was a underestimate. Although there were like fair amount of episodes of it, but it was really underestimated. I thought if you go back
You're
and watch
defending
it,
the Monkees?
yes, you go back and watch that series. It was odd, funny, surreal. Yeah, it was good. Didn't you think so, Rob?
It was good, quirky fun, and if you go back and watch them, you really understand and see all the things that you missed as you were younger and didn't quite grasp certain
Yeah,
aspects of
there's a
life.
lot of really funny drug references, and yeah. So yeah, that's a good. And then did you have another one, Rob?
Yeah, the other show that I binge watch is A Christmas Story because they play it back to back
Oh,
to back
yeah.
over.
But that's a movie.
Does that count?
You binge a movie over and over again?
I guess.
It's a TV.
Well, binge.
You could
There's
binge
one
watch.
episode of it. There's
Well,
one.
yeah, you're watching the same episode
You'd
over
have
and
to
over.
You'd have to binge watch Planet of the Apes. That would be a binge
That would
watch.
be a binge watch. The entire Planet of the Apes movies run.
So we're calling foul on your second choice, Rob. Get off the phone.
Doesn't count.
Hey, well, the dogs ate the fowl, so they ended up with the
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Head Brass weighing in. Green Acres, Millennium,
Millennium,
and Rome.
Oh, wait a minute. What was that show after X-Files with Lance Henriksen?
Millennium.
Oh, is that Millennium?
Yeah, well, he loved Millennium.
Yeah, I know. It was terrible. But it was Lance Henriksen.
Devin is here. Hi, Devin.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So my favorite one had been done, so I'm going to go with number 2, which is The Good Place, and I only heard about it because Carrie was playing drops.
Yeah, it's a great show, and we just finished season 2.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
That would be an excellent one to binge watch.
That's one that you probably should binge watch. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I've been trying to get people to do it, and they just, I'll get around to it.
They don't
Ted
listen to you
Danson
about
is
anything, do
amazing on
they?
that show.
There's too many shows.
Maybe Carrie should tell them. Maybe they'd listen
Yeah,
to Carrie.
send him over here.
Yeah, you don't have any authority,
Yeah.
Devin. Carrie has authority.
Yeah. Try to get him here before noon because I'm usually gone by then. So.
See ya.
All right. Let's see.
Roseanne?
Roseanne. The Monkey Show is the journey of TV shows. I don't know what that means. Let's see. In the 90s, Channel 5 showed MASH every morning at 9 and 9:30. We recorded it every day and figured out which tape was the first episode was on, and we watched them all in order. That's old school binging. Yes. Currently binging on Entourage, Sons of Anarchy.
Don't do Entourage.
I
binged Sons of Anarchy because I started watching a little bit of it in like the middle of it, and then I had to go back and watch all of them.
I had forgotten X-Files, but I think I binged that again because of you guys. I hadn't. I think you loaned me VHS copies
Well,
of it.
I've got the first season on VHS.
I think I think it was that episode Home that we were talking about.
of X-Files.
Yeah, and you're like, no, you've got to see this.
Oh yeah,
you made me watch.
I don't think that they play it in syndication.
No,
on
it's
television.
creepy as hell.
It's a great episode.
There's one episode of Miami Vice that that's what popped into my mind. You should go find, or maybe it was 2 or 3 story arc that G. Gordon Liddy was a character, played a character on Miami Vice. He was an undercover op in Vietnam, and he had a necklace made of human ears. It was great.
Typecast me much?
Yep.
All right. Let's go to Kenzie. Hello, Kenzie.
Hi, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My newest addiction is Search Party. I binge watched that in like one evening. I don't know if you guys have seen that on CBS.
That's the one with what's her name from Arrested Development?
Aaliyah Shawkat, yeah.
Yeah, from Arrested Development.
It's
Maybe.
so good. Harry, you would like it.
What is it
Gina,
about?
You might like it too.
What's it about, Kenzie?
It's about just this group of friends that live in New York, and they're just like the quintessential, like, New York people that people think, when you go to New York, these are the kind of people you're going to run into. But their characters are so amazing, and then they get involved with this crime that's not really a crime, and then they have to cover it up, and they all kind of fall apart. But it's amazing.
Okay.
It's so good.
All right.
There you go.
Thanks,
you.
Kenzie.
Let's see. Currently binging Parks and Rec. That's a good one. Just finished The Expanse. I keep hearing that it's a good show if you like your sci-fi.
I tried.
It's too big.
See.
Well, it's kind of expansive, yeah.
I love Black Sails and Power, both on Stars.
Black Cells?
Black Cells, that's right.
Expanse, by the way, I thought one thing was cool about it, as I recall when I was watching, there are Mormon missionaries in it.
Mm-hmm.
Elders in space.
That's why someone's watching it.
Let's see. Breaking Bad, Stranger Things, Banshee.
I binge watch Banshee. Bill Frost turned me on to that.
Someone says Longmire.
Yeah.
I'm binge watching The Tudors. The Tudors.
I've got a tape of old CBS Evening News broadcasts that I'm going to.
I love the
sometime.
news on this date 10 years ago.
Archer is a good one to binge. Each episode runs into the next one really smoothly. Sometimes jokes start at the end of one episode and end in the next. Along the same vein, someone earlier said that Venture Brothers is something that they... Oh, here's Battlestar Galactica.
Which one, though?
Well,
the only one.
The good one, Gina. The new one.
The new... And it's... How long since it's been on? It's not the new one.
And what was the
newest?
What was the follow-up to the new Battlestar Galactica?
Caprica.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning that to me the other day. Said, "Did you ever watch that?" And I said,
"It was a season
tried.
and a half. I enjoyed it." But,
Dylan,
first show I binge watched was Mad Men.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slow show. Sometimes you'll watch an episode and you'll kind of go, nothing really happened in that episode.
Often.
But when you binge watch it, you can kind of watch a bunch of episodes and it doesn't seem as slow because more stuff happens.
one of my favorite things about Mad Men was at the end they would do preview of the next episode, and it never made any sense.
Well, that was on purpose.
I know, because they wanted what's his name to do it. They said, you got to do some preview of the next episode. Wiener, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't want to do it. And they said, AMC said, you have to do it. And he said, okay.
So it's just little scenes that...
It's just like somebody opening a door going, what?
Oh, look at them. They make no sense, and they've got nothing to do with the next episode. It's just hilarious.
My favorite... Do you still have... Did you get the pears, Carrie?
Somewhere.
Did you get the pears?
Yeah, it's just that was to me that was the brilliance the brilliance of Mad Men.
That had
It was
nothing to
just
do with
there was
anything.
something Don Draper was staying in a motel room or somebody's apartment, and he opens the door to go out, and there's a next apartment, there's a little old lady, and there's a man walking down the hall, presumably her husband, and she said, "Did you get the pears?"
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't further the
And that
story
was-
along at all. I loved
It's all about pears next week on Mad Men.
Let's see. Someone echoing my wife. She loves the new Queer Eye on Netflix and is binging that. Let's see. Wonder Years. Netflix is about to remove Archer. Binge now before it's too late.
I binged Archer.
Okay.
First 2 seasons.
Do they let you know? Do they warn you
Yeah.
this is only available?
They do.
for-
You can subscribe to newsletters that say this is going away.
Catch it while you can.
Nora binged Big Love. I have not seen the last season. I don't know how it ends. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where to send you. I'm sorry. I'm sure it'll show up somewhere. Anyway, well, that's a good enough X-Poll.
There you go.
Traffic crash eastbound 12th Street in Ogden near the I-15 ramps. The cars are blocking the right lane and shoulder. Stay to the left if you're heading toward Wall Avenue. That's about it this morning. I'm going to check our message stream quickly and see if anybody's sent us. Yeah, somebody says that accident in Lehigh I told you about earlier has been cleared and traffic moving normally, so it's looking good, everybody.
Did you get the pears?
Did you get the pears?
All right, we've got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. Oh, it says it should be this video. This video proves you can pee that high. Boner candidate number 2. Can't someone find me an Arizona Republican? Oh, excuse me. Can someone find Arizona Republicans a candidate who hasn't been involved in a sex scandal? Come on! And then Boner candidate number 3. It wasn't me. It was Vernon Demarest. It wasn't me. It was Vernon Demarest.
Well, now I'm curious. All right. All that Boners round 1. Big boy news all coming up. Stand by for that. First,
got to have good vision to
Yes.
watch TV, to binge watch TV.
Hoops Vision correction, HOOPES vision.com.
Everybody has their own reasons for wanting to get rid of their glasses and contacts. And my guess is if you ask them, everyone will give you the same answer because they're a pain. Glasses?
When I think about the glasses and how they were always dirty, and you had to switch from your prescription sunglasses to your indoor ones, and then the contacts came along, and they were their own set of nightmare.
Hurt my eyes.
Yeah.
So with LASIK from Hoops Vision, this is a procedure where they use lasers and they improve your vision, and it's great. It's just the kickstart you need to get living your best ever. So call Hoops Vision, make a free, no-obligation appointment. Their number is 877-30-LASIK, LASIK, or just 877-305-2745, or even better, go to their website, hoopsvision, HOOPES vision.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
That's how desperate I am.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell.
We're desperate.
At 1 p.m., while you're listening in the workplace.
Which is so completely wrong.
And at 4:30 for your drive home.
Just kill me now.
1 hour non-stop music wingdings 3 times a day.
I think I've actually gotten stupid just standing here listening to you describe it.
At 10, 1, and 4:30. Only on X96.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed that class yesterday.
You did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Well, you don't have to come to them.
Why would you think that I don't want to come?
Carrie, I have because I am one of the kings of sarcasm, I note sarcasm in your voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He had a great
I thought it was a
time.
grand waste of time. I'll
Yes,
be quite
it is.
honest with you. All right? Because in those classes, there's maybe 5 kids who are actually interested in radio, and the rest of them are getting an easy credit.
Carrie.
So the first thing we do when we get to the class is we say, all right, first of all, who's here for an easy credit? And those people who raise their hand, leave. Go right now. We'll sign a form, whatever it takes. Just get out of here.
You would deny a college student an easy credit? What kind of a Grinch are you?
I'm not denying them an easy credit. If it were up to me, we would close down the college radio stations, but we don't. That's an easy credit. They can do that.
Carrie,
It's just, while I'm there, I don't want to deal with people who just don't want to be there. That's why I don't speak to schools. That's why I hate that stuff.
Now, be honest. You don't speak to schools because you're not allowed.
There's
usually.
that true.
You
That's
used
true.
to speak to schools.
You see the basis of education. And by the way, the kids that want to be there, they just sit there like lumps anyway.
No, there were a couple of them in the back talking. One who arrived 20 minutes late, and then he sat in the back talking with his buddy.
Oh, I didn't see that. When he came in late, I almost said to him, why are you bothering? Why don't you just leave?
You know, and he's sitting in the back talking with one of his friends, and I'm like,
You should have said something. I didn't notice that.
I didn't either.
I nearly did, but then he shut up because I started staring him down.
If you can just touch one child.
I don't
That's
need.
all.
Look,
I don't want him touching any children.
I don't.
That's why he's not allowed. Well,
I don't need to understand education. I'm not trying to take away their breeze through their, college degree. I'm there for an hour. That's all. 5 students who are interested, that's great. Everybody else take off. We'll sit and have a chat with 5 people. I'll touch those 5. That's good.
all right.
Especially that Heidi from yesterday. She was really cute. But anyway.
See again why he's not allowed.
She was very interested in what we were
She
doing.
was.
She
She was
wanted
very
to
interested.
learn.
And I heard her on the radio, on the college radio station. She's very good. I think someday we'll be working with her.
Maybe not now that you said that.
No, I'm
Not as
I don't want to work with those guys.
not her partner Pickle, of course, but
It was Pickle and the turd bag. What was the other guy?
Pickle, Turd, and
Carl.
Heidi, I think is what it was. Oh yeah, Carl.
His name's Carl.
Apparently we made Carl cry.
Really?
Is what
Yeah,
I
I
was
heard
told.
he was laying on the floor of the break room.
So and again,
Crying.
if we can discourage someone from getting into radio, that's also
Your
we-
job is done.
Particularly you, Carl.
Already, we started with Carl. He's done. He will not be in radio anymore. So mission accomplished
some
at
good
Cedar
has
City.
happened.
Some good has happened.
And think of it this way too. Carl will go on to better things. He will be a professional clown that entertains at kids' parties. That's what he'll be good
the
at.
creepy clown with the Cro-Magnon brow is what he will be.
What you got there is Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 7:20. Time now for round 1 of your boner voting. So, presenting to you 3 stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide of these 3 news stories which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get a 50-50 chance today of being the boner of the day. It'll go up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. We throw them both into Boner Dome for boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1. Do we have the video for this, Dylan? Yeah, we have the video, so you could see it at x96.com/live. Number 1 is, this video proves you can pee that high. A boy in China thought it was a good idea to hose down the buttons in his elevator by peeing all over them. He's got an impressive stream. There he goes. You can see him, x96.com/live.
I don't want to watch that.
Well, that could have turned out very bad for him.
It did.
Oh.
It shorted out the panel, and he got stuck on the elevator.
What?
Oh, I mean worse.
The boy was trapped, and according to a local paper, had to be rescued by a maintenance crew. He tried to deny doing anything wrong.
What?
His parents came to his defense and said it would be impossible to pee that high.
He's a good boy.
He doesn't have a strong stream.
Nope, he does.
But there is video evidence that he did, in fact, for an unknown reason, pee all over the buttons on the elevator. I don't want to give any of you youngsters out there any ideas.
Well, it wasn't. He got stuck. It's not a good idea.
If you would have hit a real live wire, that could have been very bad for him.
Boner candidate number 1. This video proves you can be that high. Boner candidate number 2. Can't someone find Arizona Republicans a candidate that not involved in some kind of sex scandal?
Nope. It's very hot. You're inside a lot of the day. It's, there's nothing to do.
Arizona congressional candidate and former state senator Steve Montenegro initially denied reports about texts that they were shared with multiple media outlets. He called it tabloid trash, but he's been texting with some woman. Republicans are fretting that the frontrunner for the Arizona congressional seat, a married minister involved in a sexting scandal, will pull a Roy Moore and hand the seat to Democrats if he wins on Tuesday's special election primary. The seat was so the reason they're having a special election, the seat had to be vacated by former Republican Trent Franks.
Well, what happened to him?
Well, he resigned because of a sex scandal.
Oh, well.
And so it should have been easy for the Republicans in Arizona to put up somebody that would win that seat and keep the seat for the Republicans. But a bombshell report of nude photos and text messages exchanged between the candidate, former state senator Steve Montenegro, and a legislative staffer has left Republican operatives worried it could be Alabama all over again. We might be giving up this. Can't someone find Arizona Republicans a candidate who's not involved in a sex scandal? Apparently not.
Nope.
That's number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. It wasn't me. It was Vernon Demarest.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Stop buying disposable office printers off the shelf at that big box store. Get the highest quality commercial-grade printers from Valley Office Systems for a whole lot less than you'd expect. ValleyOfficeSystems.com.
Now, we're going to probably put up a picture of this person at x96.com/live, and I want to guarantee you, unless you, Dylan, you found the picture of what she looks like now, this is not how Heather Locklear. This is not what she looks like anymore.
No.
I don't know what picture he's going to put up, but most of the
I
pictures...
have the mug shot. Yeah, no, that's not it.
Yeah,
you want me to get you the mug shot?
Oh, no, that's her.
Oh,
yeah, that's her. That's it. That's the
There it
mug
is.
shot. Do you have a picture of how she used to look,
Yeah,
too?
he put that
Did you
up.
put that
Yeah.
up?
There
she is, the
That's
lovely Heather Locklear.
Kids, drinking
So-
too much is not good for you.
Now, stop that.
Are you defending drinking too much, Bill?
We Democrats believe in the right to drink too much.
Right.
But
New
Heather's-
details, though, have surfaced regarding Heather Locklear's arrest on Sunday night for domestic violence because she's been drinking way too much. As a matter of fact, there's another report today that said her friends, she still has friends, and they are very worried, and they hope she will somehow get help for her alcohol problems. But the Daily Mail reports police were called to Heather Locklear's house after a fight broke out between her and her boyfriend. Once police arrived, officers noticed a mark on her boyfriend's body, which led to police to arrest the former star of Melrose Place. And not just the star of Melrose Place. For a while there, if there was a TV show that was in trouble, they would bring on Heather Locklear because she was pretty and charming, and they would write her into TV shows.
It worked.
And she would help. She would help save the show. Locklear and her high school sweetheart, Chris Heiser, recently reconnected. A source at the Ventura Police Department said, Heather Locklear practically bit off the tip of his nose.
Wow.
In this domestic fight. She punched a lady cop and called her a C word and kicked one of the male cops in the balls and punched the third male cop and called them all effing,
Nice.
ranting. She claimed she had been beaten, but her boyfriend said, I think I've taken the worst of it, although he himself was arrested later, after she was arrested later, some hours later, for drunk driving. So there you go.
They're made for each other.
Poor Heather. I feel bad for her, sort of. But, if she lived here in Utah and she were married and wanted to get a divorce, she would now only have to wait 30 days instead of 90.
Oh, so this is happening.
Good. Utah divorce now.
It's ridiculous.
When you want a Utah divorce, you want it now.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
A bill at the legislature could have a big effect on divorces in Utah. Right now, couples need to wait 90 days before a divorce is official, but Senate Bill 25 would decrease the waiting period to 30 days. Senator Todd Weiler is sponsoring the bill. He believes currently the 90-day waiting period is hurting people more than it's helping.
Yes.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yes.
I agree with that. I think by reducing the 90-day waiting period to 30 days, we're allowing adults to make adult decisions. I have 10 years' experience as a divorce attorney. I never saw the waiting period as helping anybody. I never saw any of my clients on the 89th day call me up and say, stop the presses, we've worked everything out.
No.
Well, it's the same thing for 30 days, Todd.
True.
It's the same thing. There is nobody who's going to call you up on the 29th day and say, stop the presses, I don't want to get this divorce.
That's true.
If you want to get divorced,
you've thought about it a
get
long
divorced. What business does the state have saying anything about the period of time you have to wait?
Not a damn. That's
absolutely
how much.
BS.
Yeah.
If it's not the state's responsibility to keep married couples together.
If you want to divorce and marry over and over again, and that's your business.
Don't care.
Weiler was part of a 2-year study committee commissioned by the courts to look at the 90-day waiting period. This committee, after 2 years of studying the divorce process, Todd, I can guarantee you, after 1 year and 364 days, I could have told you that the 90-day waiting period was stupid. You didn't need a 2-year study. After the first day of the 2-year study, I could have told you that. And so now, here, now I'm reading a little further.
Okay.
Here's why Todd did this.
Let's hear.
Weiler's original bill sought to do away with the waiting period
altogether. But you
it
can't
was
get them
amended.
to,
You could,
we got to
because
have a little bit of a
you
waiting
can't
period.
you can't get the other senators to go along with it.
And even with 30 days, it probably would take that. Even if they said it was an immediate divorce, it would probably take 30 days to get a judge to sign it. And I don't think 30 days is an unreasonable amount of time.
It's stupid. It should be
That you should be able to sign a paper and I'm divorced right now.
Yes. Here's how you should be able to get married. All you should have to do is put a sword down on the ground and jump over it. We're married. And then to get the divorce, you take the sword. Well,
it's a little more complicated.
There's a little more paperwork involved.
But
there's property and kids.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that stuff all has to be worked out. But you can do that and still be divorced.
Is there, someone's asking, is there a waiting period to get married?
No,
there used to be, but I don't think
you
there
can go
is.
down to the
You can
county
just dive
clerk,
right in.
and if there's not a line,
Okay, well then I think that the same for divorce sounds
Exactly.
fair,
but
Now-
there's
Now, obviously, all of these property things and child custody and all of that has to be worked out.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do that while you're divorced.
No, because you hold that over people. I'm not signing the
Again,
paper till
another
we agree
reason,
on that.
another reason to not have it that way. Hope Hicks, one of President Trump's closest aides and advisors, scheduled to speak, and I think she's there now, behind closed doors with House Intelligence Committee in a meeting lawmakers are afraid could deepen their standoff with the White House over witnesses refusing to answer questions. Michael K. Conway who is running the panel's Russia investigation, said in an interview Monday that he would not be surprised if Hicks followed the examples of the other close Trump aides and advisors who have simply refused to answer certain questions, arguing the president might want to invoke executive privilege at some point in the investigation. So that's what she'll do. She'll go before this congressional committee and say, I can't answer that, I can't answer that, I can't answer that, I can't answer that, I can't answer that.
And we'll get her in front of the FBI, and then she has to be under oath and can't lie. And
then she'll lie.
That's when it'll all start to sink.
Yeah. The House committee, by the way, in Utah here has endorsed a bill to remove the "This is a restaurant" signs.
Yay.
Really? Good.
Utah restaurants would no longer have to inform customers that they are indeed restaurants, not bars, under a bill that sailed through a House committee on Monday. However, if they take down those signs, they proposed a 30-day waiting period to get into any restaurant that serves.
You apply, and you wait for a constable to come to your house.
Here's House Majority Leader Brad Wilson of Kaysville. I don't think those signs were making a difference.
No. Really?
Every time you run a bill of that size, about 2 weeks after it goes into effect, you realize, there's a couple of things we should have done differently. Things that, people on the Radio from Hell show were pointing out before we ever passed that stupid piece of legislation. I don't know why we don't listen to them. The 30-day waiting period is stupid. The signs are stupid.
Yeah. How long does it take to get a gun? Is there a waiting period to get a gun?
Yes, there is a...
It's not 30 days, I can tell you that.
No, I don't know. It's been a long time. I think when I bought a gun a long time ago, there was a short wait, and there might have been a day or two. But I don't even know if there's that now. You just have to, if you pass the background check, which can be done quickly, I think you can just buy it and take it.
I was going to say, I know it's not 30 days, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Come on, you guys. Just common...
Well, Bill,
hugging sense.
They'd listen to us, but, you're a Democrat.
Well, we Democrats.
So
we Democrats
they won't listen.
We liberal Democrats have kind of cornered the market on really common sense.
And I'm liberal media elite, and so they won't listen.
But elite, that's
apparently you'd think, but apparently they've turned that into a put down.
They think of the word elite as egghead.
They think it's a put down. I thought it was a good thing.
I can't keep up.
Mr. Smarty Pants. That's what they call it.
They want to say Mr. Smarty Pants, but they realize that they won't sound very smart. So they say elite, and it makes it sound like.
I got you.
You got it.
You know how many marriages we have saved by these waiting periods? 0. Well, 2.
2?
2. There are many, many divorces. I think it was maybe 1. And then they got divorced later anyway.
It says, pass the background check. You can get a gun as soon as you pay.
Yeah.
I bought 2 guns yesterday. The wait was 3 minutes.
I think I had to wait a couple of days.
Oh, it says 5-day waiting period. So it's either 3 or 5 days. Unless you're a concealed carry permit holder, then you can buy right on the spot. So, but still, it's less than 30 days for a divorce. Seems silly.
Utah divorce now.
Yep.
I don't get it.
All right. Weather, traffic?
Sure, it'll be all right. Partly cloudy, 43 for a high.
Are you sure?
Excuse me.
Are you sure? Somebody told me. So I thought I heard on the radio this morning, early, that there was snow in
up north.
Parley's Canyon. And, no.
This says we have a 7% chance of
get Miss
precipitation.
Barberry a whorehound. Her throat's going out.
It's okay.
Get her a whorehound.
It's okay.
All right.
Traffic. Let's see. Not a whole lot going on. There's some fog. A couple of friends of the program were telling us about in South Ogden that might be causing some slowage issues, but I don't see any accidents coming out of that yet. Crash northbound 7th East, 360 South, Mill Creek. 2 right lanes are closed there. Crash eastbound 12th Street, 1300 West in Ogden, but that should be getting cleared up pretty soon. Crash northbound I-15. No, that one in Lehigh in front of the program said that's all cleared up, so I think we're doing pretty well right now. If you see something different, though, let me know. 33986.
All right. Border candidate number 3?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't me. It was Vernon Demarest. In Canberra, Australia, a senior Australian state police officer has resigned over racist and obscene comments that he posted online under a fake name. And he's being investigated by an anti-corruption agency. Victoria State Police Chief Commissioner Graham Ashton said he accepted Assistant Commissioner Brett Gurin's resignation on Monday. Mr. Gurin had been in charge of professional standards, the force's internal misbehavior watchdog. Mr. Gurin, Officer Gurin, created a Facebook profile under the pseudonym Vernon Demarest, a character which was played by Dean Martin in the 1970 movie Airport. Mr. Demarest's racist rants targeted Indians, Pakistanis, Somalis, Argentinians. He also attacked former senior police in obscene posts and argued that women should not be allowed to sing Australia's national anthem.
Yay!
Ashton said he would talk with multicultural community leaders and human rights advisors on how to improve police culture as a result of Officer Gurin's behavior. It is behavior that is completely and utterly unacceptable at Victoria Police, he said. Boner candidate number 3. It wasn't me. It was Vernon Demarest.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. This video proves that you can pee that high. A boy getting trapped in an elevator after, for some reason, peeing on the buttons in the elevator, and his parents said he
wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have. Nobody can pee that high. Boner candidate number 2. Can't somebody find me an Arizona Republican candidate that isn't involved in a sex scandal? Republicans in Arizona are fretting that the sex scandal, they're having a special election. The guy that was in the office had to leave because of sex scandal, and now the Republican who's running to replace him also having a sex scandal of his own. And then Boner candidate number 3, it wasn't me, it was Vernon Demarest.
All right, let's do it. This is round 1 of your Boner voting. You've got to decide which one of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore the most qualified to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of being Boner of the Day. It'll go up against the winner of round 2. That happens at 8:20. Boner Fight at 9:20. So decide now on round 1. Who is the worst? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Place it in the message of a text and text that to 33986. That's our text short code. You can call. Katie is taking votes in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says February 27 Boner Voting and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. Round 1.
Stay tuned for a 1 hour.
So weird.
What?
I took the garbage out last night about 5 o'clock, right? This morning, I'm backing out to come to work.
Okay.
And one of my cans is tipped over and open, and the other one is still up but open.
Mine too. I stopped in the driveway this morning. I'm pulling out of the driveway, and one of my cans was knocked over. The other one moved.
Gets weirder. Did you notice the rest of your neighborhood?
I did not.
I drove up my street because I thought I saw, but I couldn't quite tell. It looked like others had this happen.
Are you guys unfamiliar with wind? It was really windy last night.
It was?
Is this?
It was?
I didn't
know.
know.
When was it really windy?
It's not been any more windy than
No,
usual.
it was really windy last night.
It wasn't windy when the cans went out.
Well,
were put out. Was it windy after I went to bed?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't get
hear it.
home last night until almost 10 o'clock.
Oh,
So what? Okay, so we were asleep.
Just think it's
So
funny.
what do you think?
My cans were
Well, it was
tipped
weird.
over. What?
But what?
Wouldn't your first thought be? I wonder if the wind blew my cans.
No,
that was my first.
I
That was
didn't
my
think that
first
at
thought
all.
until I saw everyone else's, and I'm like,
I didn't think that at all.
because again, it wasn't. I woke up at about midnight to pee, and the wind was blowing, but it didn't. It wasn't blowing any more than usual.
There were gusts.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear any of that, and no, I didn't think that. I just thought, I wonder
You-
why
you
the
think
garbage can is knocked over.
You immediately go to conspiracy, not
I
wind.
went to
No, I didn't go to conspiracy. I went to somebody backed into my can and knocked it over. That's what I thought.
I went to raccoons. That's my first
I
thought.
also thought of raccoon. Could have been
It was
raccoons.
really windy.
I thought raccoons, maybe.
Okay, so it was windy. Thanks, Gina. Thank. You could have
Why
just
is
told
that
us.
irritating? I'm just amused
Because you're
that you
acting
guys
like
thought,
we're asses
you guys are
because
both
we
like,
didn't know it was windy.
We're over too.
Like I said, it didn't seem any more windy than usual, and my cans have survived many a windstorm. As you know, I live on Mount Doom.
I know.
And we have our occasional wind.
You idiot!
And-
it was windy.
And this is the first time that this has happened.
I would think
My cans usually survive the
Whatever.
wind.
My cans have not ever that I recall have ever been blown over by the wind, and it didn't look that way. It didn't look that way. One of them had been moved, and one of them had been knocked over, and I thought somebody backed into them, and I had to get out of the car and put them up.
But the lid was just open on one, and it was still standing. That's why, to me, it was odd.
And that is odd.
That the wind would just lift the lid.
Oh, you're stupid.
You know, mine also knocked over last night.
Did you think it was raccoons or someone running into them, or did you think it was the wind?
Well, but the wind in Bluffdale is...
Be careful how you answer, because you're a moron
You're
if
being
you don't
judged.
answer the way Gina thinks you should. You're a moron.
Now, here's where I think that you're all wrong. I think someone knows where each of us lives.
That's what it is.
And
That's
knew
what it is.
that we would notice getting up early, something askew, would want to blame it on the wind.
Yeah. You're probably right. Stupid. You're stupid,
that's
Gina.
the most plausible.
He's probably
But
figured it out.
Were your garbage cans down, Gina?
I didn't put my garbage out last night. It's not garbage night.
Aha!
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 How is that? Aha!
How is it aha that we didn't know it was windy last
Let me
night?
tweet all-knowing suit. This sounds like a prank he did.
Did he prank us?
Radio from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right. I'm suggesting we get the writing staff of The Simpsons and let them run the country.
7:45, time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one brought to you in part by Sausages.
And Haster Games, they have the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, 6831 South State, and online at hastergames.com.
So we had boner candidate number one. This video proves you can pee that high. I don't know why you would pee all over the buttons of an elevator while you're in the elevator, but that's what this kid did. It's in China, by the way.
Yeah, I love this video because, you know, he tries to get, he realizes that he's stuck.
Yeah.
In the elevator after what he did.
Oh, I didn't know the end part of it.
Watch the end of it.
Can you show x96.com/live real quick, Dylan?
Have Dylan run it again. So the kid is in the elevator, and then he
does this for some reason.
Up on the buttons.
He thinks it'd be funny because now when people get in here and they touch the buttons, I peed on it, and it's
and
funny.
then,
Have you done that?
And then the elevator dings to let him know that he's at his floor. Doors don't open, and he's like, "Whoa!"
And he was stuck.
And then he starts to push buttons frantically.
Pee-soaked buttons.
Covered with his pee.
Yeah.
And just kind of, I guess Dylan doesn't have it. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So there he is. He's And you can
But
watch it.
he
doesn't-
realizes at that
Oh.
point,
Oh, yeah.
oh, what have I done?
That's the end of
And
it.
then you'll watch him. He kind of jumps a little bit, like, oh,
crap!
Oh, damn! What did I do?
Oh, and look at all the buttons are shorting out.
Little jerk.
Anyway, boner candidate number 2. Can someone find me an Arizona Republican who isn't involved in a sex scandal? A Republican state legislator in Arizona had to resign because of a sex scandal, so they put up another candidate to run in a special election to replace him. Now that candidate is involved in a sex scandal as well. And boner candidate number 3, well, it wasn't me, it was Vernon Demarest, an Australian police officer who's in charge of community outreach, set up a Facebook page and used the phony name Vernon Demarest, a character from the movie Airport? I think it was Airport, yeah. And did a bunch of racist rantings and so forth. The boner T-shirt winner was Jared. And do you have any idea who won?
I would like one to win.
I was
going to
say I want one, but
it did not.
It did.
It did win.
Decisively.
Wow.
That is classic boner.
Boner candidate number 1. The video proves you can pee that high.
All right, there you go. That's the winner of round 1. It now has a 50-50 chance to become boner of the day. It'll go up against the winner of round 2. We do the same thing at 8:20 and get a round 2 candidate. Then we throw both candidates at you at 9:20. That's boner fight. That's when boner of the day is decided.
So got this, a couple of things here. We got some mail.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it's a gift from Eric Peterson at the Utah Investigative Journalism Project.
Mm.
And there's a priority mail envelope here. And there's a little letter, a little note connected with it. Hello, this is Eric Peterson. I've been on the radio from Hell Show a couple of times. I was a reporter at the Salt Lake City Weekly. And I do remember him being on our show. He was doing a big investigative piece.
I was going to say, what was
on the Attorney General,
the AG?
Remember when the
when all that stuff was going on?
all that stuff was going down. He said, I don't know if you got that message Richie passed along a month or 2 back, but I have a nonprofit organization now, the Utah Investigative Journalism Project.
Okay.
And he has a website.
Everybody does.
UtahInvestigative.org. See, again, I don't know if I would do that. Investigative.
Yeah, that's
kind of hard.
People are going to say investigation.
Anyway, I only do investigative reporting now, and I train local reporters and student journalists. I'd be happy to come on your show from time to time and talk about stories that my nonprofit has put out.
Oh.
So, that might be interesting. But he gave us a gift. Let me know either way. I appreciate your consideration. Hope you will at least put this enclosed gift to use. And I guess it's because he's a newspaper man, he thought that flasks are a good idea.
Well, he knows his audience clearly.
Multiple flasks?
Just one.
Well, now what are we
share the
What are we
flask?
going to do with it now?
I have to say honestly, this was just addressed to me specifically.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
because I'm the newsman.
You're the news desk, so.
Well, Carrie,
but
I'm
the
offended.
flask-
Are you offended?
No, I just don't
Why
know.
would you be offended? I don't know.
The priority of getting him on the show is lessened now. So
the
that's-
flask says the Utah Investigative Journalism Project, hard drinks and hard news.
Well, you can put that. So we're moving our desks today, and Bill's putting in a wet bar in his new desk.
Yeah.
So
then.
So there's
add
that. Okay,
There's that.
that's nice for you.
How nice for you.
I just don't understand people who give gifts to the show and there's one of something,
It's like, in grade school, if you bring,
Yeah.
a treat, you got to bring it for everybody. It's
Well,
only fair.
again, I would say, in fairness to Eric, this was addressed just to me.
Well,
I didn't have to share it on the radio or with either of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I did. Now, this I want to share with you because I know this will just gross Gina out.
Great.
I was at Harmon's the other day. It's your neighborhood grocer.
It's my grocer.
And right when you go in the door of the downtown Harmon's, there's a whole bunch of cheeses and specialty foods on your left, and then there's another.
I immediately turn
big-
right.
I
when
know,
go in there.
but I saw this thing called bread cheese.
Bread cheese.
Can't all cheese be bread cheese?
Well, you wouldn't like that.
No,
Because you don't like
So
cheese.
I don't know. I should have asked Dylan to dig up a picture of it and put it up.
I would have bread cheese every day.
So what it is, it's
I don't know what it
there's
is.
a little. It comes in different shapes, but at Harmon's they have a little rectangle of it, and it's got little. It looks like it's been sort of roasted or something. I thought, well, this is interesting, but I have no idea what to do with it or how to eat it. So I took it home and I looked it up. Bread cheese is a Finnish from Finland. Squeaky cheese.
Ooh.
It's called Läpäjuusto, I think, or Juustolapia, and that means bread cheese.
Okay.
It is fresh cheese, traditionally made from, well, in Finland, reindeer milk.
Okay.
Because they have, what is the name of the ethnic? Laplanders, there's a name. We interviewed that filmmaker.
Finns.
Laplanders.
They have a name. Yeah.
Oh, there's the picture of the bread cheese. Now, doesn't that look good?
I'd eat that.
So, but here's what you do with it.
The Sami people.
Samis,
Sami.
yeah. And they
It
heard
looks like a pizza.
they kind of, yeah. And as a matter of fact, you can sort of use it like that. It's delicious, I'll tell you that. But Gina, you'll be grossed out by this. Here in America, it is traditionally made from cows' beestings.
Cows' weddings?
Beestings. Beestings is rich milk from a cow that has recently calved.
Oh.
So when a cow,
it's that extra good.
so it's really because they're
colostrum.
Because they're
It's cow
nurturing.
colostrum?
Yeah, essentially they're nurturing their baby. The milk is especially rich. It's called
cow-
beestings.
Cow colostrum.
Yeah. But you can use reindeer milk or goat milk. But here's how you eat it. Methods of serving, and it's great. Now, I've had it just one way so far. The traditional way to serve it in Finland is slices that you dip in your coffee.
I never would have thought that.
And it softens the cheese up a little bit in the coffee.
Sounds disgusting.
And another way you do it is you cut it into few little small cubes, put it in the bottom of the cup, and then pour hot coffee on it. Now, I haven't tried that. But the way that it's really good, and I've done, is you just cut some little cubes, like you cut a strip and some little cubes. And the first way I did it was saute it in a fry pan quickly. 3 minutes or so, and it kind of softens it up and kind of melts it. And then you put it on a dish, and you slather it with honey and walnuts.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Or just any kind of jam or jelly.
Yeah, exactly.
And eat it with jam or jelly. And it is delicious.
No, when we got the Murray's cheese monthly, the cheese of the month thing from Murray's, it would come, and it would always usually come with a jam or a jelly. And you'd have the two together, and it was so wonderful. But you would never know this, Gina.
I ain't gonna do it.
So now people also use it as you can use it instead of having a bun, you would take two bigger slices of bread cheese and then have whatever in the middle you wanted, and then kind of
make it a sandwich.
Yeah, but you'd put it in the microwave or something and kind of soften that up.
Oh, I'm all for that.
So it's kind of this warm, and then whatever. Oh.
What are you hoping to accomplish by telling me this?
No, just nothing. I just knew it gross you out. When I talked about beestings, cheese made from beestings, you would just be just
I'm out.
And why is that so disgusting to you?
Cow colostrum? Why is
Yeah.
that disgusting?
Yeah.
Why doesn't not disgust you?
It's good. Well, it's good for cows. It must be good
you're
for me.
not a cow.
I'm part cow.
See, we never would have thought to do that because we always said that the calf needs the milk more than we do. So we usually wouldn't milk. At least that's what Braden would tell me, because I was beef cattle and he was a dairy farmer. So, but you wouldn't milk the cow because the calf needs it.
Another thing that's good about this kind of cheese is that you can apparently keep it for almost forever, and it just sort of doesn't go bad.
See, that's wrong.
You eat Twinkies. That's wrong.
That's different.
No, it's
That's
not.
that's in
You
a
can keep those
sealed
forever.
package.
You can keep those forever.
Delicious preservatives.
Now, I just say try some if you can find it. Harmon's will have it. It's not cheap though, but you just eat a little bit of it. So I've had it for breakfast every day now for 3 days.
New accident northbound I-15 just before 33rd South, blocking the fast lane there. I-15 southbound just before Antelope Drive. 3 vehicles involved in an accident, all off to the left. Those coming to us from friends of the program. Thank you for sending those in. 33986.
Nobody cares about your bread cheese. Bread cheese. Nobody.
All right. Does that mean the show's over?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
We have to go.
Let's see. Coming up, round 2 of your boner voting. Stand by for that. All right. KXRK Provo.
Railroad Roll By Podcast.
Hi, this is Todd Newcomb. Many of you might not know this, but I love trains. Out the brand new Railroad Roll By podcast. My co-host Sean Norris and I talk about all things relating to railroads and model trains. The debut episode is now available. Check out the Railroad Roll By podcast at iTunes, Spreaker, Google Play, and everywhere fine podcasts are available. From the Broadway Media Podcast Network.
Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, it's 8:03. We got round 2 of your boner voting, along with big boy news coming up.
So a year ago,
yes,
I took my kids, the little kids. They get mad when I call them that, by the way.
The little kids?
Well,
Why?
because there's like Festus, he's the big kid.
He's an adult.
And then the little kids, they're like...
They're offended by that? How would they feel? I call my children my old kids and my new kids.
The little kids, Jonesy, 12, and Mohammed, 10. A year ago, I took them to get allergy tested because they both, every spring, just
Are they really bad?
swell up and miserable. And But that's the thing, is they're bad in the spring, and then it goes away and you forget about it. So I last year they got bad. I'm like, I'm going to get you tested. You go in and they do the little pinprick things on your, and they test you for all kinds of plants and animals.
I
and,
hear tell.
And they said, we'll test you and then we'll make you up your own special serum.
Yeah.
That's specifically for you.
Let me guess. They were allergic to pleather. Is that?
No.
No? Oh.
I don't think we tested for pleather.
They should.
We'll mix up your own special serum and we'll start allergy shots. So we do all that a year ago, and then spring kind of goes on, and you kind of go, because it's a pain.
You got to go get shots.
You got to go get shots
Like every week?
3 times a week to start.
Wow.
For months.
Yeah.
Really?
And then the hope
And
is
then-
they can back off of that.
And then it's not the hope. There's a schedule. It's
They
you
do
do
back.
it this way for this long, and then we're talking over a year of commitment to allergy shots. So that's why a year ago I'm like, I no.
What,
Well,
was that your decision to make?
I'm the mom.
Shouldn't you let your children weigh? Shouldn't you let the little kids weigh in on this?
I did let him weigh in when this February spring season rolled around, and it did. It got warm, and they started getting allergy. I'm like, okay, we can't do this.
How
every
many
year.
months does that go on for them?
2.
2 months?
It's miserable.
Yeah, I know. I used to have horrible allergies.
And so I'm like, and I did what you said. I said, do you guys want to? And you'd think little kids would be like, shots.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
They're like, no, that's how miserable they are. They're like, please, because my daughter loves horses.
She's
can't be around
yeah.
horses.
And she's a scientist, so she knows.
Yeah.
And then your other little kids say, soccer players get shots.
Yes, that's exactly how. And she has this friend who has a cat, and she can't go spend the night at her house. It's affecting their life.
Yeah.
So I call the allergy specialist. I'm like, okay, we're ready to do it.
You know what the allergy specialists are called? Allergists.
Allergists. And they said, okay, great. You got to come in for an orientation meeting where we tell you all about your allergy shots and how to use an EpiPen if you need it.
Were there
'cause
snacks?
There were no snacks. But you got to come in for this orientation. And it was last night, and last minute found out that Mohammed had a basketball game. His basketball team made it into the tournament, and they didn't let us know. And I have to wait a whole other month for this allergy class if I know we got to start it now.
Wouldn't it have been horrible if you found out that he was allergic to the cowhide globe?
Yeah.
The cowhide globe, the basketball?
So I'm like, how am I going to get him to the game? And okay. So I called my friend and I said, can you take Mohammed to the basketball game?
There's no other spouse.
It's not easy being a single mom.
No kidding.
Can you take Mohammed to the basketball game, and I'll meet you there, and I'll take Jonesy to the orientation, and it's the juggling. It's the juggling that is my life. She's like, sure, just drop him off. So I drop him off at the friend's house, and I take Jonesy to the allergy orientation, and I'm sitting there in the orientation, and my phone beeps. I've been gone about a half an hour, and there's a picture of my son.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good.
And she said, now this is the same house she went to when he chipped his tooth about 6 months ago.
Oh,
And her
okay.
first words to me were, he didn't chip a tooth.
What did she do? Push him down the stairs?
No, but she has cats.
Oh. Oh, did he get all swollen up?
It's all swollen.
Oh, God.
I am at the allergy.
It is so sad. And it's so sad when that happens,
And
too.
his little eyes are
Could he
all-
breathe okay?
He could breathe okay, but it was just like, of course, I'm at the allergy doctor. I'm trying to get started on this thing. And
What lessons have you learned from this? I don't think probably nothing. Nothing, right?
No, but we're starting it. We're doing it. But it's now there's a way you can get over the 3 shots a week. They do these things called clusters. And I am shocked.
Delicious. Costco has them.
I'm shocked that my kids are down for this.
Yeah.
You go in the morning and you stay there for like 5 hours.
Ooh.
They give you a shot, wait 30 minutes. Give you another shot, wait 30 minutes.
They must be really, really miserable with their allergies to put up with that.
That's what I'm saying. And they're like, can we do the cluster thing?
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing that
They asked to do it.
It seems to me that I had pretty bad allergies, but nothing like that.
Mhm.
I was allergic to, and it was usually in the spring, and I couldn't stop sneezing, and my eyes would water. And if I tried to smell a flower, like just put it in my nose, boom, but never, swollen up like that.
No.
And then that just all eventually went away. And
Well,
do they say that they might just grow out of these?
But why be miserable in the meantime? And
Yeah.
this, they say, if you go through this round, you're pretty much set for the rest of your life. If you can,
Really?
If you can, like about 1.5 years of allergy shots, you should be, or it should be very, very mild if you do have.
My ex-wife, Dylan's mother, is horribly allergic to cats in particular. I mean, they'll make her stop breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Horses and dogs, but not so bad with the dogs. So she has 2 dogs, of
Yeah.
course, and she suffers with allergy and asthma. And I say, why do you keep the dogs? Because I love the dogs, but you have to use an inhaler, and come on.
But I know you were curious. In spite of his swollen eyes,
He still played.
played very well in the basketball game, and they won.
Is someone asking, does insurance cover this?
Mine does.
Which is not ours.
Which is not ours.
yours.
So that means
So your husband helps out indirectly.
that's where
with
his
the family.
participation comes
kind
in.
of helps out indirectly. Joe, if he doesn't listen, I know, but if it gets back to him, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, indeed.
It's a long, boring story as to why he couldn't help me out last night. And I have great friends, and we all trade around and help with.
See, now that I've heard that story, Hudson might be allergic to something.
Your dog.
Yeah. I'm not going to bother. Sounds like too much trouble.
Yeah, but it really. But what if he's like allergic to you?
That's his problem.
Not yours.
Yeah, I'm still. That's the attitude I've taken with my children.
Sucks for you, doesn't it?
Sucks to be you.
Here's a box of tissue. Get out of my sight.
If I was allergic to you, I could do something about it. You, not so much. Trouble.
Yeah.
Traffic. Let's see. We've got a crash southbound I-15 approaching 2nd North in Kaysville. Stay out of the HOV lane and slow down your speeds as you go through that area. Crash northbound I-15 approaching 33rd South exit in South Salt Lake. Cars are blocking the fast lane and left shoulder. Delays are stretching back to Murray. And a couple of reports of some fog in South Ogden. I don't see any crashes associated with it, but it might cause you to have a bit of a slower commute through there. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, here's Boner's round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. He's escaping very slowly. Boner candidate number 2. You have sexy ass toes. I think that's sexy ass toes, not sexy ass toes.
I hope.
You have sexy ass toes. And Boner candidate number 3. He gave me the 2-finger salute.
The 2-finger salute. Okay. Boners round 2 coming up after these, along with big boy news and opinioendo. Stand by for all of that. Excel Automotive Repair. Did you make it down there?
I did. I got to go back though, but everything's taken care of well.
33rd South 3rd East is make it
Yeah.
down where? That's
Yeah,
where they
they have a website, and So we say they're great mechanics. They're honest. They're charming.
Friends of the program.
Both Richard and Steve are just kind of really low key, but very nice, charming guys. And Kip is great too.
They know their stuff.
And then that other mechanic whose name I can never remember, Excel Automotive Repair. But man, they will not cheat you. They will be honest. They'll fix your car the right way. And their website is excelautomotiverepair.com. Now that's EXCEL, automotiverepair.com. And they will do great work for you on your car. You can get your car registered and pay the taxes on it and everything there.
If you need work done, you want to take your car somewhere where you trust the mechanics. That's who we trust with our cars, Excel Automotive Repair.
This is very important.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find Butch and Lehigh on Starbase 182 around lunchtime.
Hey, Lehigh, what's up? You haven't been yourself lately. You seem a little under the weather. Here, I replicated you some lunch. This should put you back on your feet. It's your favorite.
Oh, plomeek soup?
No, macaroni and cheese with little hot dog bits in it. Man, you are sick. I'm taking you to the sick bay.
Are you sure that would be the logical thing to do?
Huh? Come on!
Very interesting.
What is it, Doc? What's wrong with Lehigh?
Elder Christiansen here is suffering from plateau.
Plateau? What on earth is that?
Not plateau. Plateau.
Oh.
The blood fever. It's not of Earth, my dear Butch. It's a Vulcan disorder. Lehigh here is in the early stages of Ponfar.
But Doc, look at my companion. I mean, his ears aren't pointy. The blood sample you took from him was red, not green. He's not a Vulcan.
Have the two of you come in contact with any Vulcans recently?
Well, we met with that nice Ambassador Spock fella.
Was there anything unusual about this meeting?
No, we talked for a while. He mind melded with Lehigh and then sent us packing like everybody else.
Mind melded with a Vulcan? Oh, dear.
Well, he said it would be the fastest way for us to tell him about the gospel.
Now, what's this got to do with Lehigh losing his appetite and then resetting the environmental controls in our apartment up to Moab standard temperatures?
Ponfar is the Vulcan mating ritual. Unless the individual who's suffering from the blood fever gets to Vulcan in time, he will die.
I still don't understand how Lehigh contracted this blood fever thing anyway.
The Vulcan who did the mind meld must have transferred it into the Lehigh's mind during the meld. No matter how he contracted it, you must get to Vulcan within the next 72 hours or your companion will be dead.
Okay, Vulcan it is. Come on, Lehigh, we better get going.
But Vulcan isn't in our Tracton area. We're not supposed to go outside of this quadrant. You know the rules. Zone Leader Hansen would never approve of us making a personal visit to Vulcan.
Oh, to heck with Hansen. They can send us both home if they want to. I just want to make sure you go home breathing.
Will our elders get to Vulcan in time to save Lehigh? Will Zone Leader Hansen get them sent home for leaving the quadrant? Will Ambassador Spock apologize for giving Lehigh plateau? What is exactly in plomeek soup anyway? Tune in next time to hear Butch say...
Hold on, Lehigh. Just a couple more hours and we'll be on Vulcan.
Butch, wouldn't it be more logical to reduce our speed to warp 6 in order to make the best possible speed while reducing the stress on the dilithium crystals?
Oh.
On the next mind-melding episode of Space Elders!
X96. Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
All right, it's 20 minutes after 8 right now. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote which of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 1. Boner Fight happens at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
some tickets to the Tumbleweeds Film Festival.
Oh, nice.
All right, here's Boner candidate number 1. He's escaping very slowly. This is Canadian. I believe in that the CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
I think so, yes.
Last Thursday, CBC reported that a man who was seen floating down the Petitcodiac River on an ice floe had finally safely reached shore.
There he is.
Despite having repeatedly refused to grab ropes thrown to him by rescue workers. The floe eventually got close enough to the shore. He jumped off and was greeted by paramedics who wanted to check on his condition. What was he doing on the ice floe?
That was my question.
On Friday, police identified the man as Mike Delahunt, who was infamous in the area, Moncton, for having assaulted people who asked him to stop golfing in a public park. Mr.
He's
Delahunt,
known for this. Meaning he does it all the time.
Mr. Delahunt seems to have stayed out of the spotlight after serving his sentence for those incidents, which took place in 2013. But that ended last week when he allegedly fled from the scene of a domestic violence incident and for whatever reason decided to escape on a chunk of ice floating down the river. So let's go back to the golf assaults for a second. Mr. Delahunt apparently enjoyed whacking golf balls around in Victoria Park, a downtown park that's just a block wide.
It's just a block wide?
And at least according to satellite imaging, does not look remotely like a golf club, a golf park, a golf course. Residents had been complaining for weeks that Mr. Delahunt's golf balls nearly hit them. So it's a crowded public park, and he's just teeing off.
Well, Bill, golf fees are expensive to go to the actual golf. You go to a public park, that's free.
So he was detained finally for doing that in various golf courses and served a sentence for that. But this was a different matter. He'd apparently been involved in a domestic dispute. The police were called, and he made his escape by jumping to an ice floe floating down the river. Oh, Canada. Boner candidate number 1. He's escaping very slowly. Here's Boner candidate number 2. You have sexy ass toes. An Army recruiter had been to a high school, I want to say it was a bake sale. Yeah. He went to a high school bake sale.
Okay.
He was an Army recruiter, was there. And he met a 16-year-old girl there who he thought was very attractive. And so
she's underage. Go back away.
Mr. Adam Matthew Perkins, who was 37, decided it would be a good idea.
No, it's not.
To send her a nude photo of himself.
Nope.
With the caption, "I'm no angel," on Snapchat.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Perkins had turned himself into the police after a warrant was issued for his arrest on a charge of displaying material harmful to a minor. He allegedly sent a photo of his genitals to 16-year-old Deer Park High School student on Snapchat.
There he is.
Yeah.
Can I ask a dumb question?
I just want to say, he also said, "I'm no angel," and he said to the girl, "I noticed you because you have, quote, sexy-ass toes." What's your question, Gina?
Does it ever work?
All the time.
What, sending a nude?
Yeah. Does anybody ever look at that and go,
I don't know.
We
wow,
Democrats, Gina.
I would like to have a relationship with this person.
Yeah. No, I don't.
It
might. I don't know. It might. I don't. But I'm baffled by the by the decision
the
to do
thought
that.
process.
Yeah.
Of,
Here, look at
here's
this.
what I'll do.
How could you resist?
What do you think of that?
Look at this, huh? Ask Brett Favre. Ask him if it ever worked.
I don't think it does.
Well, you know, it might on occasion.
It's worth a shot.
I
Is that
guess
what you're
maybe that's Snapchat.
You know,
it's so easy to do it. That's part of the problem on Snapchat, I guess. It's so easy. I mean, I can do it the people do it. Boner candidate number 2. You have sexy ass toes.
Right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, you gave me a 2-finger salute.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Looking for a great deal on a used smartphone, but don't want to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot? Bad Apple repairs, buys, sells, and trades in smartphones. Unlike the guy in the parking lot, Bad Apple guarantees them. 10 locations, badapplerepair.com.
I'm going to only do this story because of the mugshots. Twin brothers who both worked at Northern California schools were arrested a week apart on child pornography charges. Clinton and Clifford Papadakis have been arrested on suspicion of possessing child pornography. Mr. Clifford Papadakis is a former teacher, cross-country coach. Clinton Papadakis is a track and field coach at another school. They apparently had child pornography. I only bring this story up, and they're both arrested. They're identical twins, except one of them has the evil brother mustache.
The mustache.
The evil...
That's how we tell each other apart.
They look incredibly alike. So I'm going to grow this cheesy porn mustache.
They're even both wearing red shirts in their mugshots.
I think those are the what they've been required
Prison
to wear
uniform.
by me. Yeah, there you go. The Papadakis brothers. The one on the right is really the most evil of them. All right, here we go. There was an emergency landing at the Salt Lake Airport last night. Now, my brother-in-law was on that plane.
Yeah. Now, was it yesterday morning?
Yeah. We heard from
because we heard from a friend of the program who texted in and says, "I think I just saw a plane fly overhead with its engine on fire," and I didn't hear anything else besides that one, so I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, and in fact, that was the case. Southwest Airlines flight, and my brother-in-law, who'd been here, was on his way back to L.A. And a Southwest Airlines flight had to return to the Salt Lake Airport after takeoff. Witnesses on the ground reported hearing an explosion and seeing flames shooting out of one of the engines. One person posted video shot from the ground of the plane. Oh, I haven't seen that. It's on YouTube, apparently, showing what appears to be flames coming out of from the engine on the right wing. I can't imagine if the person that was sitting over the wing looked out the window and saw those fireballs shooting out. I can't imagine what was going through their minds, said Jerry Swice, who saw the plane, I guess, from the ground. The flight was on its way. It was a 7:10 takeoff in the morning, on its way to L.A., and the pilot, I like this, the pilots elected to return to the Salt Lake Airport after receiving cockpit indications of a potential performance issue with one of the aircraft engines.
There was a damn
It
fire.
was on fire! This is Southwest Airlines Flight 07, 604. We're about 5 minutes outside of Salt Lake City, and we believe that one of our engines is on fire. We'll request permission to return to...
This is Salt Lake Actual.
Yes.
Stand by.
I must stress that the engine is on fire.
Yes, this is Salt Lake Actual. Stand by.
This is Southwest Flight 604. We seem to be losing altitude. Request permission to return to Salt Lake.
604, awaiting confirmation. Stand by.
604, standing by.
You're still on fire?
Southwest Flight 604, still on fire. Passengers are starting to panic. Request permission to return. Anyway.
604, this is Salt Lake Actual. We had a guy call a radio station. A radio station called us and said you're on fire. So, go ahead and pick any lane. We don't care.
Pick any lane.
That's a Roger, Salt Lake International. That's a Roger. Oh, boy. That would be, just... And I haven't
kind of freak you out to look out the window and see that.
I didn't talk to my brother-in-law. I don't know what his experience
Then to get on the plane and... No, this one will be fine to take you home.
Yeah.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, people with much more, planes that go down, and there are some survivors. and they have to
Have
take a plane home.
Apparently, there's a whole Reddit page of pictures of planes with engines on fire.
Great. One of the world's richest troves of Triassic period fossils has been discovered here in Utah, in an area of Bears Ears National Monument that just lost its protected status. President Trump signed a proclamation in December that shrank the national monument by 85%. The discovery of intact remains of crocodile-like animals called phytosaurs came to light this week when researchers announced it at the Western Association of Vertebrate Paleontologists conference at Dixie State University.
Well, it's a good thing they opened that up.
Yeah, it's good thing.
We would never have found those if we hadn't opened them.
No.
Is that not how that works?
And they're going to mine for uranium down there at some point, I guess. You know who John Dean is from the Watergate era?
Yes.
That rat bastard?
That rat bastard John Dean. John Dean, one of the leading figures in the scandal that ended the presidency of Richard Nixon, said that Donald Trump could be nearing his own Watergate moment.
It's a witch hunt. He tweeted that today, by the way.
Former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates pleaded guilty last week to conspiracy against the United States and lying to the special counsel's office and the FBI. He also agreed to cooperate with special counsel Robert Mueller. Who is Rick Gates? It doesn't matter. The predictions have been that there will be someone who you've never heard of it's gonna turn this whole case. And John Dean thinks Rick Gates is that guy.
He's Manafort's right-hand man.
Yeah.
And he's pled guilty, which means he said, all right, I will tell you everything.
Dean also said that Trump pardoning Manafort or Gates may not be an issue.
Nope.
Said it may not matter in the slightest because of what Rick Gates and again Dean thinks he's the guy.
Nothing burger, fake news, witch hunt.
So Trump again tweeting today something about Hillary Clinton and all the crimes she committed. And at CPAC he talked about Hillary Clinton and the crowd chanted "Lock her up."
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's
over. Quit it.
It's greatest hits, Bill. You got to play the hits.
Yeah.
You got to play the hits.
Well, that's something we've never learned to do.
Exactly.
Did you see
except for our boner situation that we're in now?
Did you see the Democratic governor of Washington talking to Donald Trump?
I heard it.
Yeah, he confronted Trump.
Mm-hmm.
It was about the gun issue.
I saw Trump's body language was he folded his arms and went into "I'm not listening" mode.
Well, and that is. It's significant because, remember, he had the listening session with students and teachers and so forth after the shooting. So here's what the state of Washington State governor said. Governor Jay Inslee. He's standing about 20 feet from Trump. Trump's at a dais. He's got the governor has a microphone.
Okay.
I've listened to the biology teachers. This is about arming teachers. I've listened to the biology teachers, and they don't want to be armed at any percentage. I've listened to the first grade teachers who don't want to be pistol-packing first grade teachers. I've listened to law enforcement who have said they don't want to train teachers on firearms use. Educators should educate. They should not be foisted upon this responsibility of packing heat in first grade. So I just suggest that we need a little less tweeting here and a little more listening. And I just suggest we take your proposal off the table and move forward.
The arming teachers.
Yeah. Trump responded by saying, well, there are a number of states right now who do arm teachers, and thank you very much. Now let's turn to somebody who believes in what I'm saying. And
that's what he did.
Yeah, exactly what he did. Mm-hmm. He didn't listen. Didn't listen at all.
Nope.
And just one more story, and then we'll get to boner candidate number 3. And this is a visual as well. So if you can, go to x96.com/live. It's Big Boy who took a header. Did you see this picture?
I did not, no.
Now, I just read the headline, Big Boy takes a header, and I thought, well, Big Boy who?
That famous DJ from Los Angeles?
That's kind of what I thought. Maybe it was that.
I was kind of hoping. Yeah.
Or maybe it was just a big boy. It's the Big Boy.
JB's Big Boy?
Yeah,
no! tragedy.
Look at the sign.
His-
It's a sign that in Michigan at a Big Boy restaurant.
I didn't know there still were any.
Oh, yeah.
And they have the Big Boy statue up on top of the sign.
And it
But
toppled over.
the cheeseburger he's holding,
Look at it.
it made it.
It's
But his head is caved in.
He's just crumpled.
Tragedy.
It's sad. It's sad. By the way, the restaurant was able to remain open even though the sign went down.
That's good
All right.
news.
Thank
All right.
goodness.
Sports weather traffic.
Sports, I won't tell you that the Jazz lost last night.
Okay.
Weather, be cloudy, 43 for a high. And traffic, just saw this on KUTV's Twitter feed. Several businesses in South Salt Lake are being evacuated as officials investigate a natural gas leak, 2265 South Main Street. So that could be affecting traffic there. Crash eastbound California Avenue at Bangerter Highway in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 7400 South in Salt Lake. Crash 114 South 750 West in Draper. Crash southbound US 89 milepost 385. This is in North Salt Lake / Davis County. Crash eastbound 5400 South 4th West in Murray. Right lane is closed there. And a crash southbound I-15 123rd South in Salt Lake. That one is off to the right shoulder. That's traffic.
All right.
I think we may have some video for this one as well at x96.com/live. It's boner candidate number 3. Well, he gave me a 2-finger salute. An elderly man has been captured on video driving what they call in England his mobility scooter.
It's a rascal.
Yeah. On a 70-mile-an-hour
There he is.
dual carriageway, which means I believe a divided,
Yeah.
4-lane divided highway, which the speeds on that highway are 70 miles an hour. The man is filmed driving his electric scooter on the A4174 Ring Road near Longwell Green toward the Asda supermarket. Presumably, off to get some smokes and beer.
That's just dangerous.
The man. Now, a witness yelled out to him, "Get off the carriageway!" And he responded by giving me a 2-finger salute.
What's the 2 fingers?
I think what it is he took both hands. What is that?
Well, I think maybe I don't know. We need our London
is it
friend of the
this?
program. Did he give 2 birds, or did he give one hand with 2 fingers, and maybe that means something else
Do I
in
have
Europe?
to Google 2-finger?
Yeah.
I think what he meant was he took both hands off of the mobility scooter for a moment and flipped the bird with both hands.
We need our London friend of the program to rule in on these British
Now, this says
gestures.
2-finger salute is this that I do every morning.
Really? That doesn't seem.
You mean like a salute with 2 fingers?
That's a 2-finger
I think it's
salute.
this. I think it's this.
Sheena, do you do that every morning?
Every morning.
Really?
All right. Well,
When you say I'm on the show,
Yeah.
I look at the camera. And
London friend of the program, let us know. Anyway, he was.
So anyway,
he
that's
flipped him off,
and
or
that's
something.
the story.
Yeah.
He was on boner candidate number 3. He gave me a 2-finger salute.
Let's review. Huh?
But what if he was just saluting him? What if?
Well, I don't know.
What if
It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been saluting anything.
He shouldn't have been on the carriageway.
Nobody nobody ran something up the flagpole for him to salute.
Okay.
All right.
I'm getting some people saying I think the 2 fingers up is the same as our 1 finger.
Really?
Okay.
So we're getting down to this.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
All right. So go to the Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
So here we go. We got to do a recap now, and then you can
Yes.
vote. So we'll start with number 1. He's escaping very slowly. This is a Canadian guy golfing who likes to golf on public parks, and he made an escape after some domestic violence assaults on an ice floe floating down the river. Boner candidate number 2, you have sexy ass toes. An Army recruiter sending a teenager he met at a bake sale at a high school, sending a nude photo of himself and telling her, you have sexy ass toes. And boner candidate number 3, he gave me a 2-finger salute.
That's the peace sign backwards.
It's the peace sign, but you show him the back of your hand and you go like that.
So that
Thrust
means
it.
that's a way to say up yours.
That's the way to say.
Okay.
But that's not the whole. It's just that he was
Driving on the
70-mile-an-hour freeway. All right. So there you go. You've got to decide which of these three is the worst. Which one of these three deserves to go forward to get that 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day, going up against the winner of round one. Boner fight happens at 9:20. So decide now. 1, 2, or 3 in this round. Put the candidate number of the one you think should win in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Call 877-602-9696. Katie is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Votes February 27th or something along those lines. You better hurry. You've only got 4.5 minutes to do it. Let's go. This is round 2.
People think of the content as just over the airwaves, but we do so much more now. We're producing videos daily that we need scripts for. We produce concerts on a weekly basis that we need day logs for. If it wasn't for the help of the people at Valley Office System, our job would be near impossible to do. One of the things I love about Valley Office Systems is they're a joy to work with. Honestly, we are a 24-hour business. We rarely have an issue, but when we do, we let them know, and they're out here just as quickly as possible. Honestly, their service is second to none.
Greetings, children. This is your old friend, the Grave Digger. Today I have a frightening little yarn that has all the ingredients needed to make you shudder. Sex, violence, lawyers, and 3 exploding human heads. This tale is called There She Blows, and we'll take you now to the law offices of Parker, Jameson, and Osborne, attorneys at law.
Mr. Parker?
Mr. Osborne.
Parker, your fly is undone.
Oh? Oh, so it is. I was just having sex with my secretary.
But Mr. Parker, that is so wrong. You're a married man.
I'm aware of that, Osborne, and I don't care. As a matter of fact, I'm going back in for seconds.
Parker, your head is getting bigger. It's... Oh, my God. Look at all the blood.
What's all the racket in here?
Parker's head just exploded.
Good Lord, what a mess. Hey, what's Parker clutching in his still twitching hand?
That's the Bonneville specific file. He's been working overtime to make the board of directors look better in court. I believe he just finished it. Jameson, what are you doing?
Erasing Parker's name and putting mine on it. I'll take all the credit now that he's dead.
Now Jameson's head has exploded too. I'd better call for help. But first, I'm going to go through their wallets and steal all the money. They're not going to need it, and no one will ever know.
Those 3 really know how to get ahead, eh? Their law firm tried to expand too rapidly and suddenly went bust. Well, in case you hadn't figured out the moral of the story, it's if you're a lawyer and you do something bad, your head will explode. This is the old Gravedigger inviting you to join me next time when our story will be called Chop Chop, Who's There? On Tales from the Grave.
Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right. Let's see. We got 8:45 right now. Time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 is brought to you in part by some little taters.
Tater gems?
No. God, no.
That sounds like a...
No, they were little, those little white, what do they call them? Creamers. Delicious, roasted.
And Utah Film Center's 7th annual Tumbleweeds Film Festival for Children and Youth, taking place March 2nd through the 4th at Library Square and at Rose Wagner Performing Arts Center, featuring films from around the world and providing culturally enriching curated film. Media arts workshops for younger audiences. Go to utahfilmcenter.org for more information. I believe we gave some tickets away to that to a random
Did we give them?
voter.
That's use them. If you win those, I think we have some more to give away this week, too. That Tumbleweeds Film Festival, it's great for kids, but it's really entertaining. I've been to it a couple of times. Very entertaining for adults. So we had boner candidate number 1. He's escaping very slowly. It's a guy making his getaway up in Canada, making his getaway on an ice floe. Boner candidate number 2, you have sexy-ass toes. It's the story of the Army recruiter who sent a teenager a nude photo of himself after meeting at a school bake sale and telling her, I like you. You have sexy-ass toes. And boner candidate number 3, he gave me the 2-finger salute. So, some old codger driving his rascal down a 70-mile-an-hour freeway in England on his way to the grocery store. Need supplies. Joey won those tickets to the Tumbleweeds Film Festival, and the winner of the round 2, boner candidate number 2, you have sexy ass toes.
All right, so there you go. That's the winner of round 2. It will now go up against the winner of round 1. One of those two will become boner of the day. That is decided by you at 9:20 with Boner Fight. Be ready.
So Sunday, took the kids to see Black Panther.
The little kids?
The little kids. And I'm in the theater, and I hear my phone buzzing in my purse, and I am not the sort of person that looks at my phone. I say, I will deal with whatever that is after the movie.
Sure.
And then a little bit later, I hear a buzz again, and then you start thinking, I wonder what's happening there.
Must be important.
Must be if somebody's being persistent.
That's why I just turned my phone off.
Yeah, me too.
So come out of the movie, and you have like 7 missed calls, and then you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Yep.
So I saw one of them was from Daddy Gary, and I called him. What's going on? Well, Mom was at lunch with a friend, the St. and Mary Claire.
Yeah, by the way, when Gina refers to Daddy Gary, it sounds like she's talking to some sugar daddy that she has somewhere.
Because I have Daddy Tom, my
your
biological father, and Daddy Gary, my stepdad. So I said, your mom was at lunch with a friend, and she had a little episode, and we're up at the hospital. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, she was talking to her friend, and she said all of a sudden it sounded like her friend was very, very far away.
Yeah, I'm writing down all of these symptoms so that I'll know.
Yeah. And then she said her mouth felt like she had Novocaine. Like just was kind of tingly and numb. And then she thought, well, maybe I'll get a drink and I'll feel better. And
so far the symptoms, Carrie, are just like getting high.
Okay.
And she went to reach to get her glass to take a drink, and she said, I couldn't make my hand. The glass is right there. I just need to reach out and grab it, and it's not doing what I asked it to do.
Again, this could still be just getting high.
Yeah.
She could be high.
So I go to the emergency room, and there's
no pain?
Not really pain. And lasted a couple of minutes, and then she felt a little better, but it was weird.
Now, see, this to me is sort of unlike your mother. I know she's tough.
Yes.
That she would.
This is part of the problem.
And people do this. They'll have that little stroke incident, and then it goes away, and they kind of feel okay, and they don't do anything about it.
I think if she had been alone, she would have ignored it. but she was with a friend who said something's wrong.
Okay.
And she asked, is Gary home? Let's go talk to Gary about this. And they went to the house, and she said, I think Mary Claire needs to go to the hospital.
Why? She looks fine to me.
Yeah. But it makes me wonder if
Is she high?
if she's had an episode like this and just has ignored it. Because you talk yourself out of it.
And
like,
forget about it even.
That was kind of weird. Or,
No.
maybe I had low blood sugar. Maybe, you know how you feel that way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And took her up to the emergency room.
I'm going to the hospital. See
Yeah.
it.
And, after, MRI and a bunch of tests, turns out she had a mini stroke. And
those are less expensive than a full stroke.
That's, yeah.
But, it's kind of like a good stroke to have.
Is it?
Because it's kind of like a wake-up call,
Yeah.
Like, luckily your first stroke isn't like a full-on stroke,
Okay.
where there's irreversible damage done. This is a little, you got some... And because there's medication they can put you on, and
maybe a little physical therapy, which I'm sure she'll refuse to do.
Well, I hope, because my mother is, in fact, I guarantee you, she said this to the doctor. I don't even have aspirin in my house, like as a point of pride. I don't take medicine.
I don't have it on hand for emergencies.
I
don't even have Band-Aids.
No, she'll say that.
If I get a cut, I'll bleed out.
She'll say that. But I'm hoping this finally gets her to go. It's it's okay to take medicine for things you need. And
You're hoping, but do you think she will?
I think this scared her.
Yeah.
So they moved her finally, after all day in the emergency room, up to. They admitted her because they wanted to keep an eye on her and do some tests.
See, they will admit her even though she won't admit things to herself.
Yes.
And so and you're doing the big email chain with the family, trying to keep everyone, because not everyone can come to the hospital and everybody wants to know what's going on. And part of the email chain was Festus. And he's like, well, let me know when she's in her room and I'll come up and see her. And so I'm in the room with her, and he opens the door and he's laughing because there's a sign on the door, the big yellow sign. And I think Dylan might have this. Maybe there it is.
X96.com/live.
Oh, no.
There's a big yellow sign on the door that says fall risk alert. Patient should not be up without assistance. And he's laughing. He's like, you're a fall risk. I'm here to help. I'll be here to assist you out of bed.
A fall
Yeah.
risk.
But the funny part of this picture is, so Festus took this picture, and you can sort of see there's a figure in the bed there.
Yeah.
So he took a picture of my mom, and she said, "Oh, send that to me." So he sent it to her, but she blurred. Of
course she did.
She blurred herself out.
Of course she did.
Of the picture.
She doesn't want to be seen. I wouldn't want to be
In the
seen.
She doesn't want to be known as a fall risk.
I don't want people to come visit me in the hospital because of that.
Don't look at me.
I'm not fall risk. That's not. Now I'm a spring risk myself. Yeah, more of a spring risk.
But she's home now.
Good. You've
And
spoken with her?
I've spoken. I mean, we've texted
this morning.
Not today. I don't want to wake her up if she's
Has
sleeping.
she has she said what kind of lifestyle changes she will be
Well,
making?
I wasn't there when they.
Is she going to cut out the heroin?
Yeah.
I wasn't there when they released her last night, and I'm sure that they had a long list of. So I need to.
Probably.
I need.
Well, let's
actually,
find out.
I don't need to talk to her. I need to talk to Daddy Gary, because if I
Okay.
ask her, she'll be like, "Oh,
Nothing.
it's fine."
No big deal.
But so I just want to leave this segment with people. If there's an acronym for stroke.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah, write this down, Carrie.
All right.
It's FAST.
Okay.
So remember FAST.
Oh, I thought you meant the acronym was.
No.
Okay.
So if your face, F is for face.
Okay.
Face is drooping,
All right.
feels numb.
Face. Okay.
It's smile, and maybe you can only
Wait,
smile
no.
half. Yeah.
F-A.
A
is for?
arm weakness.
Oh.
So like she was reaching for the glass and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
S is for speech difficulty. Yeah.
Okay.
S is for F-A-S, speech. Okay, I'm
And
writing
then
these down.
T, it's time to call 911.
T time.
So remember FAST.
Where's my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is time.
Yeah.
It is. I hope she's okay. And
Well, she's a fall risk, so.
when you speak to her, tell her that it's not necessary to send me a thank you note for the lovely flowers that I sent her. Okay?
I'll tell her.
I just know that she'll appreciate it, and that's enough.
She will, actually.
I mean, a note would be nice, but
something.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have traffic, Chief?
Yes, we got a crash northbound I-15 at milepost 276. This is 5th East and American Fork. The right lane is blocked there. Crash southbound I-15 milepost 312. This is just south of Beck Street in Salt Lake. That's off to the left shoulder. Crash eastbound California Avenue at Bangor Highway. Crash northbound I-15 74th South. Crash 114th South 750 West in Draper. And crash southbound US 89 3rd South in North Salt Lake. Try a Subway starting 5 fresh value meal featuring the favorite subs of the Utah Jazz starting lineup and enter to win a VIP suite experience. Go into Subway and find out how to enter.
All right. Thank you very much. Nurse here, thank you for talking about that.
You're welcome.
Time to call
Bill,
911.
Time to call 911.
Call 911.
Look who's here.
Right after these, it's Tuesday Tunes with Todd, but we have stuff to give away as well, though,
I
right?
believe we have 30 Seconds to Mars tickets. To
All
give
right,
away.
stand by for that. KXRK Provo. Hey, you get a brand new episode every Monday. It's free and not safe for work. Find us at geekshowpodcast.com or wherever you get podcasts from. But if
Thanks a lot for answering our ad. Look, we've got a lot of other people to interview, so we'll just let you know, okay? Loser.
God, what a bunch of no-loads. I mean, we haven't had one single applicant that I'd even consider hiring. Why are they so bad?
I just think it shows you the quality of people who read the paper.
Yeah.
Losers, all of them.
I don't know. Maybe it's the way the ad is worded. How does it read?
I think I wrote it just the way we talked about. Look, here it is.
Okay.
Oh, listen. We need a new stalker. Do you think you have what it takes? If so, apply in person to Kerry and Bill, the Radio from Hell guys at X96. Previous stalking experience is not required. We will train. X96 is an equal opportunity employer.
That's pretty straightforward. Guess I'm just getting discouraged. I don't think we're ever going to find anybody to replace the old guy.
Well, now, we both agreed that no matter how much we liked him, it would just be stupid of us to wait for him to get out.
Oh, all right.
We're just going to have to keep looking.
Okay. Lori, send in the next applicant, please.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hello, Chunga. Send in the next applicant, will you? We're in a hurry.
No, you don't understand. I am the next applicant.
What? Oh my God, you're serious. You want to stalk us?
We.
You're not impressing us by speaking French.
No, I mean we want to stalk you. All 10 of my personalities, including Tina the lap dancer. Let's look at this logically, boys. I'm already on the payroll. I know your phone numbers and where you live. And I can gut and skin a rabbit in less than 2 minutes. And you guys probably don't know this, but I've seen both of you naked. Lots of times. And, well, I love you.
Hmm. Hey, that wasn't bad. What do you think, Bill? He's creeping me out.
Well, let's try the phone test.
Okay.
All right, pretend that it's 3 a.m. There's a thunder and lightning storm going on. My phone rings. I pick it up, and it's you, Chunga. What do you say?
Hello, Bill. Want to go to a jazz game?
No! Doesn't work.
no.
Try again. Phone rings. I pick it up. It's you. What do you say, Chunga?
Bill, it's me, Chunga. Want to go over to Cummings and watch them hand-dip chocolates?
Not even scary. Not scary at all. I'm sorry, Chunga. You just don't have what it takes. Look, send in the next one, would you?
Oh, come on, you guys. I know you don't like all the other stalker candidates. They stink. Besides, there's only one guy left in the lobby, and it's Frank Layton wearing one of his wife's old moo-moos, and his face is smeared with red lipstick.
Red lipstick, huh? Well, we'll send him in.
Mr. Layton, the boys will see you now.
Hello, girls!
With Gina Barberi on X96.
Let's see now. Before we get to Tuesday Tunes with Todd, I believe we have 30 Seconds to Mars tickets to give away.
We do, and I'm going to give you a keyword, and you're going to text it to 33986 when I give it to you. X96 proud to welcome 30 Seconds to Mars and Walk the Moon to USANA Amphitheater Saturday, July 14th. Tickets are on sale now at all SmithTix locations and SmithTix.com. Enter to win your way into the show at X96.com, or right now you can text us this keyword. Kings. K-I-N-G-S. Kings. Text it to 33986.
That's it?
That's it.
Seems awfully easy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, hi, Todd.
Tuesday Tunes with Todd on X96. Ready for hell!
Hi, Todd.
Well, hey.
It's Todd Newcomb. He is the program director here at X96, and he does a show on the radio here from 3 to 7 weekdays. Todd Newcomb, and he's also launched a brand new podcast.
And I'm going to shamelessly plug it if you don't mind.
Do it.
So it's the Railroad Roll-By podcast. I'm a train nerd, and I found another train nerd to co-host it with me, and we talk trains.
Todd has a train tattoo on his calf.
I do. Yeah.
That's how serious he is about train.
I have train ink on me.
You have a huge, I guess it's huge.
There's the logo.
Model railroad in your basement, right?
It is, and we started talking about it on this on episode 1 of the podcast how I really just screwed it up entirely, and we're going to blow my railroad up and start completely over.
Kerry said there's the logo. It's at x96.com/live. That looks nice. You got that would look nice on a T-shirt.
Nice on a T-shirt.
Oh, we should make T-shirts. There you go. And I post, so you can go to x96.com and you can find it. It's available on iTunes. It's on Spreaker and everywhere that fine podcasts are available. It has Twitter and a Facebook page. So if you're a train nerd, you'll enjoy it.
But let me get this straight. It's available where fine podcasts are available? Okay. Well,
yeah. Well, hey, the logo makes it look much better.
It's very fine.
It's good stuff.
It does look good, and
all right.
I'm sure it's great.
Lots of train nerd stuff.
So what song did you bring? Is it a railroading song?
Well, I thought about that, but I didn't bring my Roger Miller or my Johnny Cash CDs with me, so we'll just have to play a Rise Against song instead.
John Henry, So Rise Again.
Yeah, tell us about this.
So they've had this album Wolves out for a while, but another single has been released. We've been playing The Violence like a lot. People have been loving that one.
people like Rise Against here. So
it's a big town for them. And this other track that's off the album is called House on Fire from Rise Against.
And what's the name of the album?
Wolves.
Wolves?
Yep.
Woofs. Yes. All right, so here it is, Tuesday Tunes with Todd. House on Fire is the name of the song. It's Rise Against. There you go.
Not bad.
Electric guitars and everything.
They never disappoint, Rise Against. They know what works, and they're true to their form.
House on Fire is the name of the song so far. It says, I normally can't stand Rise Against, but I like this song. Pleasantly surprised. Thank you, Todd. Love this song. Put it in heavy play. Yeah, people are digging it.
There it
Sweet.
goes. So there it is, Tuesday Tunes with Todd. You had something else?
Oh,
you wanted
I'm
to
busy
plug?
today. In addition to us moving our offices all around, while that's happening, I'm going to be in Ogden, the big grand opening party for Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, 867 West Riverdale Road. Get there like right at noon because I believe we're going to get at least one more person qualified to possibly win $25,000.
What?
It involves I think it's a contest where somebody's you got to throw a football through like the window, I think of our vehicle or something, and I got my referee shirt and whistle, so we're ready for this thing. Not some other free stuff today, but that's today, noon till 2 in Riverdale.
Chance to win $25,000.
Yeah.
That's a great
Someone
deal.
could win.
All right.
Thank you, Todd. All right.
Tuesday Turns with Todd on X96, Ran from Hell.
So tomorrow morning.
Yes.
we're going to do our show from the Zions Bank Real Academy.
Live?
Unless you're hearing this Wednesday morning, then that means this morning.
In Harriman.
Yes.
It's their big grand opening.
Harriman? Is
Harriman.
that in Utah?
It's that way. Just drive that way until you run into the mountains.
Keep driving that way.
Gotcha.
14787 South Academy Parkway is the address.
Oh, I know where that is.
Now, we're going to do our show there. Won't be open to the public when we're there, but they're going to do tours of the facility starting at 11 a.m.
Oh.
So
and the tours will leave every 15, 20 minutes. You can tour the facility. There's going to be a practice. Real Monarchs will be practicing out there. You can watch practice.
That's all tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's called, what is it called again?
The Zions Bank Real Academy.
And there's it's like soccer and there's a school.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can go to school there, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is it a charter school? Must be a charter school. So if you are, or if you have kids who are soccer bound, this would really.
Our owner, our fearless leader, Deloy Hansen, says he wants us to be Soccer Harvard.
Soccer Harvard.
Because it's a science and technology
that's a based
school. So.
Soccer Harvard. I like that.
But this is also the big training center. It's where Real trains. It's where the Royals train, the Monarchs train.
I guess it could be soccer MIT.
And I think, and I'm sure we'll have more information there, it's the largest freestanding steel span structure in the country.
Really?
Indoor?
Indoor.
So it's indoor, a lot of indoor practice areas there, right?
It's huge. It's an engineering marvel, they say.
Have you been there or just seen it from a distance?
No, I mean, I've seen pictures. There's a video online. You can watch it, like a kind of a drone video. You guys will be impressed.
So it's called the Salt Lake.
It's called Zions Bank Real Academy.
Real Academy.
Can I bring, because I have a USS Enterprise drone.
Do you really?
And I haven't opened it yet.
Really? Bring it.
Should I bring it?
Yeah.
Fly it inside?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Does it have a camera on it?
It doesn't have a camera on it.
But we could just watch it fly around.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Should I?
Sure.
Because that's where, are we going to be in that
I
thing?
think so.
In that expanse that you're talking about? Or are we going to be like in the lobby?
I shouldn't say. I don't know where we're going to
I'll find out. And if we're in the expanse, then I'll bring it.
Yeah.
Because I haven't flown it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a place.
If you have a drone, don't be a drone douche.
A drone douche?
A drone douche. Like I was down floating on the river, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a drone comes by and buzzes around a little. It wasn't totally annoying, but it was kind of annoying because, you're out enjoying nature, and all of a sudden, the damn drone is. And I was I went, ooh, a drone. Ooh. I'd rather just be looking at the red cliffs in the sky.
All right. So that's tomorrow. Unless you're listening to this replay on Wednesday morning, then it's this morning.
Right.
I know it's confusing, but there's nothing we can do about it.
That's life.
Apparently.
That's life.
Even though we make the rules here, there's nothing we can do about it.
Nope.
All right. Coming up after these, we got a reasonable amount of news, but also boner fight. We're going to find out who boner of the day is. Stand by.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
What's all this mean? Can't you say it in English?
1-hour non-stop music wingdings 3 times a day at 10, 1, and 4:30. Only on X96.
Snuffy and Guffy. And let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened, let me look at the camera. What has happened to Snuffy and Guffy is a tragedy, all right?
They're still on, aren't
It's
they?
a crime, what is happening.
You know when they recast Bo and Luke Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard?
Same thing. It's exactly that.
It's exactly that.
I actually heard one.
Recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still using it. They're still using the jingle, and it's like imitations of our voices that we did.
Yeah.
It's a crime.
You only would have heard it if you listened to the Cocteau Twins.
It's a crime. What is happening with Snuffy and Guffy?
Man.
All right.
Well, is it time to do the
No,
news?
you can't do that.
I was never clear which one I was.
You were?
You're Guffy.
Guffy.
Carrie, Bill, Snuffy, Guffy. It's easy to remember.
So I was Guffy?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It just never mattered. That's why I was unclear, because it didn't matter. They didn't have any clear character traits. They were just two hillbillies.
All right. Big Boy News, and it's a tragedy. I'm telling you, it's a crime what is
Actually,
happening.
I guess they did have. So Guffy,
yes,
was the henpecked one, right? Wasn't I always the henpecked one in the commercials?
That was one of
Well,
his.
my wife says I can't.
Exactly.
I've got to go to Smith and Edwards and get myself a new belt. My pants keep falling off.
I'm looking to see. Oh.
What? You have
Do
some?
we run some Smith and Edwards
I was
in one of
wondering
our
if
stations?
our country station had that. But
No.
Nope.
Well, they're just 17 seconds, so I doubt they have the characters on them.
There's always something going on at Smith and Edward.
Oh, that's just Pete.
Well,
Pete would hate that I just said that.
That's
just Pete.
You outed him,
You outed the
Carrie.
character.
Yeah.
All right. Big Boy News and Opinioendo now brought to you by
Smith and Edwards.
The Country Boy
Sure,
Store.
why not?
They got everything you want if they can find it.
Send them a bill.
We ought to send them a bill, and they'll pay us in RV surplus.
That's right, Snuffy.
I'm telling you right now, you listen to those ads. It is a crime what is happening.
Let's see if I can get.
I done nuts there for a minute, didn't I? All right.
Edge! I'm telling you, Edge!
On X96.
All right, it's 20 minutes after 9. We got Boner Fight coming up, but before that, a reasonable amount of news.
Reasonable amount of news brought to you by X96, proud to welcome 30 Seconds to Mars and Walk the Moon to USANA Amphitheater Saturday, July 14th. Tickets are on sale at all Smith-Tix locations and SmithTix.com. Enter to win your way into the show by going to X96.com.
Dylan wanted me to do this story the other day, so here it is quickly. It was 4:30 in the morning, At the Chercheville White Castle restaurant, a group walks in and one man walks out with an electric napkin dispenser that they have on the tables there, worth $700.
The $700 napkin dispenser.
Why do you need a $700 napkin?
I'll bet it's nifty.
dispenser?
You pay $700 for Nift.
What does it do?
Are they warm,
Carrie, I think
warm
it's,
them up?
I think,
Does it-
Carrie, I think it's right there in the name of the product. It dispenses napkins.
Why? I still don't know why that would be $700.
That was almost 2 weeks ago. Samantha Alice, assistant general manager at White Castle, said the napkin dispenser was left at the back door by the thief. Somebody rang a buzzer. There was a note attached that says, sorry, I stole your napkin dispenser. Please don't press charges.
I don't know how it works.
She was asked, will you press charges? They said, no, nobody's going to press charges. There you go, Dylan. I don't know why you wanted that. There it is. Let's see. Now, this is, just quickly, I just saw this. The husband of the co-founder of Nu Skin is going to jail after he admitted to inappropriately touching an 18-year-old woman. Robert Clark McKell pleaded guilty in November to 4 counts of misdemeanor sexual battery. He admitted in a plea agreement that on 4 occasions, he touched the woman's buttocks or breasts in a way that he should have known might cause affront or alarm. Listen, sir, 57 years old, I don't think there's any way that you could have touched those breasts or buttocks.
Nope.
That would have done anything other than cause alarm. Anyway, he was originally charged with other stuff, but
he's going to jail?
Yeah, he's married to Nu Skin co-founder Nedra Roni McKell, who faced charges herself in connections to her husband's sexual assault for allegedly harassing the victim. You better not say anything about this, or I'm taking away all that Nu Skin you got in your garage.
I thought you didn't do anything.
She
What?
pleaded no contest. No, she. Who? What do you mean? No, the wife obviously knew he did something. That's why
he was denying it, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Anyway, here we go. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, by the way, you've heard people, talking heads on TV say this. You have heard it repeated, and it's not true. Israeli teachers do not take guns to school.
Yes.
They are not packing guns, contrary to what that honorable Judge Napolitano, Andrew Napolitano. All the Israeli teachers are armed, and other pundits on TV have said that, mostly on Fox.
It's not true.
Israeli teachers are not. This is an interesting question, or an interesting take on all of this. It was an article in Psychology Today, and I just stumbled across it. Mental illness did not make the shooter do what he did.
Okay.
It happened again. A gunman opened fire at a high school, it says. The New York Times reported that the family with whom he was staying following the death of his mother noticed signs of depression, but nothing suggesting that he was capable of such brutality. But everyone has said he's mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, think about that for a second. There is no diagnosis yet of mental illness.
No.
I mean, I'm sure he is in the process of being. We just assume, well, he did that. He must be mentally ill.
Because only a crazy person would do that, right?
And I think that the point this article is making is an interesting one.
Yeah.
The supposed link between mental illness and violence is so ingrained in our culture that stories like this need only suggest that the perpetrator was depressed to satisfy a need for an explanation. Research reveals a far different story, however. People with mental illnesses are actually far more likely to be victims of crime.
I see the point they're trying to make, yes.
Yeah. Rather than perpetrators of violence.
Mm-hmm.
The stereotype about violence and mental illness is not just inaccurate, it's dangerous. Every story that suggests a causal link between mental illness and violence further increases the stigma of having a mental illness.
But don't you have to have a mental illness in order to be capable of doing something like that?
That has never been proven.
That's what they're trying to say. I mean, the people on the right, that's the first thing they go to is, it's obvious that he's got a problem.
Say it's a lazy stereotype.
Yeah.
It says here it lets us off the hook.
But what they're saying
far
is
too easily.
He's not been diagnosed. We don't know.
If we can blame, this will answer your. But if we can blame violence on the perpetrator's mental illness, then we don't have to dig back too far into the history of that person to find ways in which we failed to notice warning signs, or the ways in which our gun laws enable civilians to access military weapons, among other things. Why did we do it? Why did he do it? We don't know. It's all too human to wonder. Our minds struggle with ambiguity, and so we have to come up with the easy answer. Oh, he's mentally ill. That may not be. Now, he may have become mentally ill, but that's not the reason he did it, is what they're trying to say. And it stigmatizes people who are suffering from a mental illness.
Because mental illness is a huge spectrum.
And it stigmatizes
But
them.
that's not stopping the politicians from blaming mental illness. See, that's the point of the article.
Yeah.
You're quick to say,
I guess. I'm just thinking.
we don't have a gun problem. It's a mental illness problem.
The sort of person that
what else could
does
it be?
this
It could be anger.
must be
on
some level mentally ill.
You could be so horribly angry. You can be horribly angry and not be mentally ill. My guess is this is, it can be an anger issue. That's not a mental illness. That's just anger. The need to lash out. We lash out when we're angry. And now, hopefully, when we're angry, we lash out in easier ways. We slam a door and leave the room. See?
Send her the article, and then maybe it'll.
It's really it's mental health professionals who are talking about this and trying to say, hang on, let's not just hang everything on mental illness.
No, I don't want to hang everything on it. I just think there's got to be on some level
Thank God we have a president who said, listen, if I'd been there, I would have rushed in, even without a gun.
Oh, no, he didn't mean that. What he meant was...
What did he mean?
Well, that's what Sarah Sanders said.
Because he said he would rush in there.
No,
even
he
without
just
a
meant
gun.
He meant metaphorically.
Metaphorically, he would run in.
He's trying to help the situation.
Because he said, if I had been there, I would have.
And even if I didn't have a gun, I would.
I'd like to see him run. That's what that's all I'd like to do.
Metaphorical at all.
What do you think the last time he ran was?
I don't know.
All right.
It's Boner Fight. With Radio from Hell on X96.
A guy in the chat room says he ran away from the draft 5 times. Maybe that was the last time.
Yeah. Nice. All right. The Boner Fight is the winner of round 1, which is the video proves you can pee that high. A boy trapped in an elevator for some reason decides, I know it'll be funny, I'll pee all over the buttons in the elevator. There's a picture of him here at x96.com/live doing just that. And, of course, it shorts out the buttons and it traps him in the elevator.
Door won't open.
And the reason I called it proves you can pee that high, his parents claim he couldn't have possibly done that. He can't pee that high.
No, it's impressive.
Yeah, well, the video shows differently. And boner candidate number 2, the winner of round 2, was You Have Sexy Ass Toes, an Army recruiter who was at a school that was holding a bake sale, and he met this teenage girl, and he decided it would be a really good idea to Snapchat her a nude photo and tell her that he thinks she has sexy-ass toes. That's number 2.
There you go. You've got to decide. They're both good candidates, but you've got to pick one. Which one is the most deserving to be called Boner of the Day? 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. We just need the number in the message. That's it. And 33986 is our text short code. You can call 877-602-9696 and vote in the producer's booth there with your voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight February 27 and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've got less than 300 seconds to do it. This is Boner of the Day.
and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by sausages and little potatoes and roasted cabbage with bacon.
And get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
We had Boner candidate number 1. This video proves that you can, or at least he can, pee that high. The kid in the elevator, this is in China, by the way, and he looks pretty young, but he decides that he'll pee on the buttons in the elevator. You know, to be a little jerk. Even little Chinese kids can be jerks.
Sure.
And it shorts out the buttons, and it stops the elevator, and he gets stuck in the elevator. His parents said, that could be our boy couldn't have done that. What you suggest? He can't pee that high. Well, the video shows differently. And Boner candidate number 2, you have sexy-ass toes. Army recruiter meets a 16-year-old girl at a high school bake sale, and he decides he's going to send her a Snapchat. The Snapchat says he's naked. He shows all of his genitals, and the Snapchat says, I'm no angel, and you have sexy-ass toes. Wow, that's compelling, isn't it?
Nope. That's why I wondered why does it work for people?
Gina, we'll try an experiment here.
No,
Let's send Gina.
But maybe it's an X poll. Maybe did you meet the love of your life when he randomly sent you a picture?
Maybe not an X poll, but I would like to know if anybody out there that,
Yeah, I didn't know him, and he sent me that, and I went, wow, I would like to have some of that, and now we've been married for 5 years.
Yeah. Anyway, those are the winner, the nominees, and the winner, and actually won quite handily. Number 1.
Oh, really?
The video
the
shows.
Kid.
Yeah, he can pee that high.
Because it's an amusing video.
And he's what a stupid little jerk.
He was.
Yeah.
It's going to make me not want to ride in elevators.
There are plenty of reasons to not ride in elevators. That's not one of them.
I ride in the elevator here every morning, just from the lobby to the second floor, and I don't pee on the buttons.
No.
I do stuff to the buttons, but I don't pee.
It's not peeing.
No. All right, so that's your Boner of the Day for today, February 27th. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
So there was a survey done, a mom survey.
Nobody surveyed me. Oh, it was a mom.
You're not a mom. And apparently the majority of moms hide snacks from their families. 2/3 of American moms have a secret snack supply they keep hidden from the family.
For themselves?
For themselves.
Oh.
Now, really, or is it I hide them so that they don't just mow into them and eat them all?
66% of moms polled admit they hide really good snacks to avoid sharing them with their partner and their children.
Well, where's this motherly love?
And part of it is 7 out of 10 women between the ages of 21 and 45 feel guilty over snacking and are embarrassed about their snacking habits.
You know what I would also bet? Many of them feel they are underappreciated as mothers and wives, and damn it, they deserve this.
That's part, and I shouldn't have to share that with my kids.
That in this?
Yes, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
at least it's snacks. It's not booze and or drugs.
Well,
it's a different study.
Maybe that's what they call snacks.
Could be.
Scooby snacks.
Yeah.
But they also have, in this poll, asked the women what they snack on. And I have issues with a couple of these things.
Okay. All right.
So number 10, pretzels.
Good.
I love
Okay.
pretzels.
I haven't had a pretzel in a long time.
Number 9, yogurt. You're hiding yogurt from your
Well,
secret yogurt stash.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ice cream. I can
Sure.
see hiding that.
Yeah, I hide in the closet. What happened to my ice cream?
Crackers, popcorn, nuts. Number 4 is fruits and veggies. That's not a snack you should feel guilty about having, or one that you're hiding from your family.
Well, maybe it's fruits and vegetables. Maybe it's expensive things like artichokes.
I hide the artichokes.
I'm hiding these
You
artichokes.
have the celery.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the artichokes.
Maybe that's it.
And then the top 3 are cookies, candy, and chips. Now, mine is not on here.
Let's see if we can guess. You can't.
I bet Dylan can
You
guess.
can't hide
Well,
French fries.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Pop
Yeah,
Tarts. Yeah.
that's easy.
Because here's what happens in my house. See, the kids get
The little kids.
the little kids. They're gonna hate that I brought that up.
And you know, if we're still doing this show when they're in their 20s, they're still going to be the little kids.
They get the organic, the fake Pop-Tarts.
Which don't taste as good.
But I don't like those, so I will buy the real Pop-Tarts and hide them.
Mm-hmm.
That is the snack that I hide. What?
Here's a texter. It says, I stash my snacks in the empty fish sticks box in the freezer.
That's brilliant.
So they look and they see it's fish sticks.
No, they're
and
not
like,
going for that.
They don't know that it's Reese's Pieces in there.
Wouldn't have worked with me. I love fish sticks, but
Yeah, Ivy says I'm totally guilty of having snacks, especially in Almond Joy.
hiding the snacks.
Yeah, I hide the Pop-Tarts. Because if they're there, two things will happen. They'll eat them all, and then they'll say, why are you buying us these terrible organic Pop-Tarts? Why... they'll refuse to eat those anymore, and they'll only want the...
Mom, I don't want the puffins. I want real cereal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's now in the old days. It's so this is just moms hiding snacks. In the old days, it was dads would hide reading material.
Got a text from my wife. How about husbands that eat ice cream in the kitchen without telling their wife? That's a different thing.
Standing there.
That snack is not hidden.
Standing there with a spoon in front of the refrigerator.
So that's a question. If it's not hidden, is it free? Is it game for anybody?
Yeah.
Is it open season?
We've had this argument in our family
Well-
recently because, like, I had some, what was it? Oh, it was ribs. And I couldn't eat them all. When we all had ribs, but my portion I couldn't eat them all. It was some brisket and a couple of ribs, and so I put it in the fridge, and I was going to save it for my lunch the next day. And I come home from work for lunch, and it's gone. And I've been thinking about having it.
You're planning it.
And of course the kid ate it. Yeah, and I said, well, what? And my wife said, I told you he'd be angry. I told you.
You better not
I
eat
told
that.
you he would be angry. You should ask. Now, she didn't know until after the fact that he had just taken it out and eaten it. I told you he'd be angry.
All right. Well, you just got to hide them better.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but I have a little refrigerator upstairs, but.
So it'll be interesting when I die. My kids will find my, when you're going through mom's stuff.
Well,
your little kids.
All the kids will go through my stuff. They'll find the Pop-Tart stash.
Get the frozen broccoli box or whatever, something that they're not interested in.
That's
and
a
then
good idea.
Hide it in the freezer. That's what you do.
I like it.
It's where I'm going to start hiding my money.
Ingenious.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. We'll be right back.
On this week's episode of the Let's Go Eat Show, we're talking pot, Mary Jane, reefer, gauge, weed. That's right, with Erin Hyatt. She's an expert about all of that kind of stuff, about laws and where you can do it.
Perry. Radio from Hell on X96.
9:49 right now.
Gina finked out.
Yeah.
She took a run-out powder. Yep. She ditched us.
See, she doesn't realize that when she makes appointments for people to come to your home to do things, that you can ask them to have a different time.
Yeah.
So when they said we need to come to your home at 10, she didn't say to them, that does not work for me.
Unfortunately, I cannot be there.
'Cause now I did the same. Today, I got Shamrock Plumbing coming at 1 o'clock. Now they originally said we can be there at 9, and I said that won't work.
Can't do it. I'm working.
I'm working,
Yeah.
and plus we're moving our offices that day. So I need to at least later. And they said, well, 1. And I went, okay, that should be okay.
Now she's fuming in the car right now, saying, "I told you guys that they were very backed up, and they told me that it would be 2 days before they could get there, and this is the first time I could possibly get, and I just took it."
Yeah.
But you could still say, "Well, I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to put it off another day,"
Yeah.
or
And when she left, she didn't shut the studio door.
I think that was Dave.
Either.
That was Dave.
Well, that might have been Dave, but I needed Dave to look at my recording device in here. So yeah, today is the day that we move. And I'm concerned because, you know, when you do these kind of office moves, it's not just your stuff here, the other person's stuff somewhere else. Because it's the computer and the phone line has to be established. Now, I was originally set to be in one cubicle, and then Richie contacted the boss and said, put him in the different cubicle so he's away from me. I just think that's a good idea, and I appreciate that. Now, I'm hoping that the technical guys got that change. Otherwise, I will be getting Richie's phone calls.
So the way it's going to work.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Hi,
What are you doing here?
I'm John.
Oh, hi, John.
How's it
John
going,
who?
guys? I couldn't help but catch the whole end of this phone desk situation.
I'm concerned.
Thought I'd weigh in for you. Your phone is what keeps track of everything.
Oh,
So
not
you can take your phone to whatever desk you want.
and it will.
Yeah.
It just
Oh, okay.
I also found out yesterday the hard way because somebody wanted to move into my desk early.
Boy, I'll say.
Right?
It's kind of rude.
Like I thought, I was like, okay, guess I'm done. So I took out my phone, but I'm like, I still have a couple of things left to do on my computer before I pack up.
Yeah.
My computer doesn't work without the phone attached to it.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's weird, right?
I mean, is the phone isn't actually attached to the computer,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
It is?
Well, by cable.
I've never
I didn't
noticed that.
notice.
Yeah. So there's a
didn't
cable
look.
that goes from your phone to the computer.
Ugh.
That's how your computer knows who you are on the network, is through your phone.
Through your
Right.
phone, and then the phone tells the network.
That's why they haven't
Right.
gotten rid of the phones.
Right. Because I've been
we don't
here-
use them very
I've been here
often.
5 years. I've never answered that phone.
Oh,
I have
that's
400 voicemails. And I've never
I send
answered
all
a phone.
kinds of stuff to that phone number.
Do you really?
It's a good. It's handy to have a third
That's
number
very true.
that you can just drop to people.
It's the
you
one
know?
on the business card that I hand out. To
Exactly.
people. There you go.
You know, that way they're not.
If you really want to get in touch with, if I really want you to get a hold of me, I'll
And
get
you know,
Exactly.
I don't. Have you done it? I know there's a way you can set that your desk phone to then alert you on your cell phone.
I have no desire for that.
Yeah, no,
That's why I have that desk phone. That's where all the phone calls go to die.
Well,
But so when you move your phone, you will be able to. It will land you wherever you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not looking forward to this.
It's kind of exciting. It feels like the last day of school.
Is there food here yet?
Oh yeah, that was part of the deal.
There is.
Part of the deal was he was going to feed us.
Yeah.
No, I stopped at the McDonald's on the way in.
Oh.
So nothing
Got
out
me
there?
some Szechuan.
No food out there?
Not yet.
Did you try the Szechuan on the nuggets?
Really good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to remind people, anybody in management who's listening, who said lunch will be provided. This is what time we eat lunch.
Yeah, this is our lunch
It's
time.
only
and
10.
So,
Yeah. But it's lunchtime for us.
yes.
So the actual moving of the desks doesn't begin until noon.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't
What?
do that. No, I have to be home at 1.
Well, I think your guys' spots have already been cleaned out.
Have they?
Well, Bill's
Uh,
hasn't
I-
because Corey O'Brien is.
He told me he was going to do it last night.
I don't know. I haven't been over there yet.
He told me he was going to do it last night.
I'm kind of nervous because the person who is in my desk is currently absent.
Uh-oh.
So it's like, do I just box all of her stuff up?
Box? No. You take the phone, throw it on the floor, push the computer off the desk like that. Any kind of personal items she has, put in the garbage.
Right.
Because that's what people did with my bowl.
What bowl?
My nice bowl I had. When they cleaned up
It's
the
a whole
cantina,
thing, yeah.
they saved empty growler bottles, but somebody threw my nice hand-thrown ceramic bowl into the trash.
Bastards.
And chipped it.
Did you rescue it?
Yeah.
Why would they throw that away?
I don't know.
Sounds rude.
Because an empty growler bottle is much more important.
What's a growler?
Beer, those big
Oh,
beer
Yeah, those
containers.
glass jugs for your beers.
Gotcha.
You've done
sorry about
something.
that.
You've
That's
done
too
something different to your teeth.
You've noticed.
Well, I mean, there's something even different than the Tony Robbins smile. You
Have I?
Isn't there something different on?
Not yet.
Not like
there
a
might be food in
retainer.
there. There might be food on there.
No.
I get the new ones in hopefully tomorrow.
When you get them, could I suggest a new toothpaste for you? Try Gleam. It's great. Remember Gleam?
Toothpaste is new to me.
Try
so-
Ipana. Brusha. Use the new Ipana.
Do they have the bubble gum flavor?
No.
No.
Oh.
That was there is one
There is a bubblegum flavor.
There's Stripe. Try Stripe. What is it? Stripe. Yeah, Stripe.
The
Striped toothpaste?
The
Yeah.
strangest. I forgot my toothpaste when we went to visit Drew, and in the guest bathroom there, he said, "Oh, there's some toothpaste in there," and it was the kids' toothpaste. So for almost a week, I used the kids' toothpaste. That was
gel.
weird.
It's that
Great,
gel
right?
stuff.
Well, it was flavored like strawberry or something like that. It was weird.
That's the poop right there.
Brusha.
I have a
Use
Batman
the new
toothbrush. I'm
Ipana.
really excited.
You know who the spokes animal, I'll say, for Ipana toothpaste
A
was?
rabbit.
No. Nope. Bucky Beaver.
Oh, I thought it was a rabbit.
Beavers have good teeth.
Yeah, I'm Bucky Beaver. Brusha. Use the new Ipana.
Well, he'd know.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the promo and get out of here. That's another
It's
discussion. We
another
had
thing.
that.
If you'd listened to the show on your way in, you'd know.
All right.
Oh, I start, huh?
Yeah.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show,
We'll be broadcasting live from the grand opening of the new Zion Bank Real Academy in Harriman.
at 6:45 and 8:45, we'll be doing Things That Must Go. Send yours to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put "must go" on the subject line.
And at 7:45, it's Let Me Speak to the Lieutenant Governor.
Well, that'll all be on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Guess that'll do.
So is the Lieutenant Governor coming out to Harriman?
I don't know. I hope we're not taking phone calls at on a location thing. That's.
I'll have to come up with I'll come up with a bunch of questions. But we've done fairly well with phone calls lately on location.
I suggest we take the questions not on the phone, but submitted somehow.
All right,
like text or something.
Dylan gave you a thumbs up. So I think that
Thumbs
means
up for what?
He did this.
It was for Ipana toothpaste.
Yes. Waving his fingers magically like
I think
this.
he means
That's a
like
keyboard.
texting.
He's typing on a keyboard.
Okay.
Texting
So
and or emailing. You've taken theater classes. Learn pantomime.
You need to pantomime. All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
John Smith is next.
I've got gun show tickets. Keep listening.
A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.